Let me know when I'm
when
free.
I'm free.
And you can't go until the sound works.
works.
That's key.
You're on now. You're talking. Everyone's bouncing. Hey everyone, welcome to Battle Streams. It's a manic start to our Halloween stream. I do apologise. Just let us know that you can hear us. I'm going to leave you in the capable hands of Damien O'Byrne for 5 minutes while I go and finish my tea and make sure the kids are in bed.
Echo.
Oh yeah. That's because I've not got my earphones plugged in. Bear with. There you go. That should be fine now.
Yeah. Haunted Piano House. We can. Echo from Joe.
Yeah, it's because I didn't plug these in. Didn't plug these bad boys in, so you were coming over the speaker.
Damien has echo.
You have echo now. You let us know that's all right now. I've plugged my earphones in. That'd be great.
Echo gone.
Sweet.
Real bad pic quality. Echo, yes.
Real bad pic quality. Ian Whitehouse, that's your internet, my friend.
My pic quality is pretty good.
Yeah, sweet. Yeah. I'll be back in 5 minutes.
Wonderful. Welcome, everyone, to Battle Screams in Middle Earth. You might know this as the traditional stream, Battle Streams in Middle Earth. Now, that in itself is a think piece based on the DXD Parkwork Battle Games in Middle Earth. But not only that, not only did we change this normally to Battle Streams in Middle Earth, but tonight it is Halloween Eve, and this is our annual Halloween spectacular, Battle Screams in Middle Earth. It is a think piece within a think piece. So yes, welcome everyone. Happy Halloween Eve. I hope you're doing well. Apologies for the delay. Steve got caught up in traffic. He thought he could get back here by kind of 9:05, 10:09, but apparently he hit every red light on the way, which I just don't think you should hit red lights. So Steve has rushed back, started the stream, and has gone to make a cup of tea, and will be back with us. But we had the briefest of chats and said, shall we wait or shall I catch up with a chat? And we thought, you've waited long enough. So welcome everyone to our Halloween spectacular. We've got 51 people in, which is awesome. 53 people that are going up, which is absolutely amazing for a Monday night. We hope you can join us for the evening. We'll go through all the usual admin and jazz when Steve gets back. But for now, I'm going to just get rushed through the chat and try and get a jump on that sort of thing. So let's see. First things first, who is in? We've got Frederick Schultz is in, asking about the whip thread. No idea. Could be up, could not be up. Can't really say. Joe saying good evening everyone. Scott Newman's in. Gayton's in. Good evening. Happy to finally be able to watch a stream live. Great to have you, Gayton. Warwick Griggs is in. Good evening, guys. Hope you're well. We are. I'm well. I'm feeling pretty good. I don't know how Steve's feeling. Calman Steele's right is in. I wonder what made him come in. Evening, guys. Mark Fry's in. Good evening all. Remco Keegstra. Hi everybody. Mark Newham is in. Hey everyone. Brush Baller is in. Good to see you, man. Good evening all. Michael Curtis is in. For all the way from across the what's that big blue wobbly thing called, the Atlantic. Good to have you in. Michael Curtis. Jake is in. Evening all. Matt Hudson is in, saying hello everyone. This is a popular one already. 56 in. This is wonderful. Ashley Fisher is in. Good evening everyone. Happy Battle Screams, and happy Battle Screams to you, my friend. Green Tree is in. Richard Clammer's in. Stephen Ryer. Hey all, what a great ending to a weekend of hobby fun. Well, I'm glad you see it that way. Yeah, obviously we try and do these on the weekend when we can, but sometimes it just doesn't quite happen, and we'd rather keep the streams coming than stop. The Post Street. Oh my goodness. Boasting Spirit is in, saying hi all. Good to have you. And Max Malice is in. And then in comes Battle Streams in Middle Earth, trying to make sure that all of these amazing 60-odd people who've come to see us don't run away because of the delay. Richard asked whether or not Steve was making the whip thread. Green Tree said, let me guess, you've both dressed up as the same thing and Steve's gone to change. Yeah, we both looked exactly like this and it was very embarrassing. So Steve took a hit and took all of his off. Remco Keekstra, might he be looking for a certain Gollum mask? He doesn't need to look for the Gollum mask. We all know where it is. Green Tree says, D. Mark Stone is in all the way from Guernsey. He says, ahoy, good to have you, man. Feels like forever since I've seen you. Swords and Brushes is in, says, good day, everyone. Mark Fry, no painting for us tonight, but we have been clearing our BSIME bit backlog over the weekend. Awesome news. Let us know what you've been working on. Tom W is in, says, good evening, everyone. Doug Waters is in, evening all. Remco Keekstra, you're probably right. Bedside masks of Middle Earth. See, we know where the mask is. We know where the mask is. Ethan Walker says Ballon d'Or or delay. Ballon d'Or or delay. What's the Ballon d'Or joke there? What is that? Is he? She's not getting me this time. Not a chance. Hello, thank you. I'd heard the door opening. Particularly on Halloween night. I think they all know what that was. Thank you for delivering me a fantastic stream snack. There you go. Sorry to disappoint everyone there. So I've got some food coming in. Great stuff. Battle food in Middle Earth. Wonderful. I don't get the Ballon d'Or joke. Or delay. Ballon d'Or or delay. Is there a pun I'm not getting? Sorry, Ethan. Sean Clark was rushing around trying to get everything ready. Luckily, I managed to make it on time. Dead on 9:07. Yeah, if only. Matt Hudson, it's only 1 minute late. Don't worry about it. It got a bit later. Mark Stone is still in the office. Terrible business, sir. I hope you managed to escape free. I guess you've been up to something at the weekend or something. I don't know. Michael Dublé, evening all. First steam in the new house. I think that's first stream with a very makeshift painting area. Also, Phoebe's first stream experience. So should be entertaining. Welcome, Phoebe. Good to have you in. Who's Phoebe? Is it a pet? Is it a lady friend? Is it a child? Let us know who Phoebe is. Did I meet Phoebe? Did I meet Phoebe at Warhammer World? Maybe that's why I should know who Phoebe is. I feel like I met Phoebe at Warhammer World. Maybe I didn't. It's going to be embarrassing either way. Fingers crossed. Let us know. And Michael Dublé, I believe, the first piece of post he received in his new house was a black Battlestreams Middle Earth dice. What a welcome to the house. Happy to get that up to him. Ryan Cuthbert, or as we shall now forever call him, 5 dice covers, the only man in the world to own 5 black Battlestreams Middle Earth dice. Maybe he'll make it 6 tonight. He says, where's the piano house? Getting a bit antsy. Old school Chris C, evening all. I'm doing a few Uruk High characters tonight, and Ruth is on a ring race, just getting in the stream snacks. You love to see it. Jack Buckler is in. He says, evening all. First stream I've managed to catch in a while. Hope you're all well. I'm doing very well.
Oh, let Steve.
There he is. He's back. I'll let Steve answer for himself when he gets there. And I'll come back to that as a great question for him in a minute. Old school Chris C says, Ruth also says, well done to Damien on the 2nd place at teams. We just watched the end of the vlog. Well, yeah, that was like 6 months ago. So I'm so far behind on my vlogging. But yeah, cheers, thanks. It was an awesome weekend. Martin Slate is in saying, evening all, hope everyone's well. Mark Newman is question is, what costume will D and S be in today? Well, quite. Swords and Brushes, I hope Steve is dressed up as Gandalf because the wizard is never late. And at that point, I then put 4 comments in. Said there's no tech problems, Steve just late, and Matt said that's what someone with tech problems would say. And I feel like that's a good point to pause and say, for you to take over. I got a wrap delivered. This is pretty spectacular.
Very nice.
Say to you, Steve, how are you, my friend?
I'm all right. Yeah, just a little bit stressed, a little bit. As you know, it's not been a great couple of weeks for me. Like with the real life stuff, but it is what it is. It is what it is. It's nice to be sat in the chair finally. Only 35 minutes late.
Yeah, well, exactly. But you got the stream started 25 minutes late, so that's better.
Just the 35.
My favourite bit that people don't know, well, they kind of did because I was trying to keep them updated, and I believed you, was when you said 5 minutes.
Yeah, that was when like Lily got in the car, and then I thought
11 minutes before you rang me to say I'll be ready in 5 minutes. That was a good bit. I like that bit.
Every single red light, mate.
Every single red light.
Every single red light.
Everyone. But we're here now. It doesn't matter.
Hey.
Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween. Nice outfit, mate.
Thanks. You like it? So, there's a bit going on here. Got some face paint for my lovely wife.
Yeah, ants.
First time I've been face painted on the stream. So that's all worked out well, I think. And this is a headband.
Yeah.
Got a kind of spider thing to it. But this, right? Check this bad boy out. You see, this is a kind of, I've got this pink headband on.
Yeah.
And we got this round circle.
Yeah.
This was made by Charlotte.
Very cool.
She went to Beavers.
Mm-hmm.
And they had to have a mask competition, including my daughter went, don't give a crap about your rules. My mask is going to be a head mask, and this is her boiling cauldron. So this is all Charlotte. We get
That's
a
awesome.
circle, and then like the boiling, and then she's glued spiders to it, and then these little green bits coming out. And I think this is pretty mega.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, man.
It's meant to beavers. There's 30 of them there. 3 winners. She only went and won it. So she was made up. She's one of the Halloween mask winners. She's like, it's not even a mask, you know.
Yeah.
So and I was like, that's amazing.
She's like, imagine if I made a mask.
Yeah, imagine how good the mask would be.
Imagine if I put the effort in. Imagine.
Absolutely. And I already had this, and I was like, well, this is perfect. We could combine the two. So I thought, and I asked her, can I wear it? And she won a prize.
What she win?
She won chocolate eyeballs.
Oh.
And I said, can I have one of them for the stream? She was like, yeah, you can. And she had to trade one of my stream snacks, which I thought was fair enough. So yeah. Outfit today kind of sponsored by both Emma O'Byrne Face Paint and Charlotte O'Byrne.
It's very cool, mate. It's very cool. Yeah,
yourself, cool. You've dressed up as an ugly man, I think.
I've dressed up as a mank. Yeah, I did have plans. I was going to wear, one of the many masks that I've worn over the years, but just I've not had a chance, mate. I don't even know where they are. I've not even had a chance to dig them out. I've not stopped.
Everyone knows where they are
all day. I don't know where that mask has gone,
Should do.
I really don't. It's like and I think that was my favourite one as well.
But now, Steve, you can stop. For the next couple of hours, you can stop. You can relax and enjoy some time.
I can paint some boils on goblins.
Absolutely. So I kind of said welcome, and I explained how much of a think piece it was, because we changed Battle Games to Middle Earth to Battle Streams to Middle Earth, and then we changed Battle Streams to Middle Earth to Battle Screens to Middle Earth. Very clever.
It's a thinking man's think piece.
It's just a think piece within a think piece. But that was all I did. I didn't do the kind of intro about what we're doing here tonight.
What are we doing here tonight?
Oh, Halloween, isn't it?
Apart from eating wraps and stuff.
Yeah, normally some of you may have been expecting us to be looking at this bad boy, which is 66. But no, we managed to find a stream around Halloween. We always try and do it. It's always a fun one, never controversial. And we like to just celebrate everything Halloweeny, get people in, and clearly people are on board with it, as we currently have 57 people in on a Monday night, which is pretty mega.
That's busier than a weekend one.
It's busy. It's been for a while actually, which is cool. Yeah. Well, thank you. So we're not looking at an issue today. I've got a bit of a deep dive to give us a theme to talk through in the middle, which will be fun. I've got a spooky deep dive into some early Tolkien stuff involving werewolves and vampires, which is kind of cool. Hopefully a bit obscure. But our theme, as ever, I kind of feel like I should hand over to you for the rules, because you know there ain't no rules with Stephen Crow. But what is tonight's theme, Stephen? How do they get involved?
Well, we kind of just said anything spooky, didn't we? So if you're working on anything spooky, we'll accept that, and we'll put you in the draw, which I'll tell you about in a minute. But I was just checking. I can't see it, and I'm just trying to find. Can someone confirm that the whip thread is actually up? Because I scheduled it on my phone, and I've never scheduled it on my phone before.
Brilliant.
At this moment in time, I can't even get the Great British Hobbit League up. What's going on?
It's outstanding.
What is going on?
Frederick is saying, where is the whip thread?
Is it not coming up?
Not your finest hour.
What's going on here now with Facebook? Bear with me, people. Right, okay, so Facebook's up. Great British Hobbit League. Oh, there it is. There we go. So the whip thread's not up then, is it?
I don't think it's up, mate.
Oh, God. For God's sake.
I don't think it's up.
Anything else? Can anything else go wrong this week?
Why don't you sort that? Ryan Cuthbert thought maybe you couldn't find a costume. Maybe, don't know. Richard Clammer, don't worry, I'm just watching repeats while I wait. Talk about chips and gravy on episode 32. Chips and gravy.
Chips and gravy.
60 streams ago. Crazy times. James Wilson's in. Battle Streams never starts late, nor does it early. It starts precisely when it means to. Good lad. Ian Whitehouse says, I'm watching a YouTube video about dogging.
It's good use of your time, my friend.
That is Halloween. So that we don't get shut down by YouTube and he doesn't get blocked. I think that's Harry Parker's latest video.
What, dogging?
I think he went dogging. Yeah. All I know is there's a video of him, seems to contain dogging.
Does anybody know on Facebook if you've scheduled a post how you can find it?
Outstanding.
Uh,
Ruth asked what episode of this. It said, "Oh, I told you about this. I told you about this earlier."
I found it, mate. I found it.
You found the whip thread.
Schedule post.
It's episode 89, everyone. Steve put episode 88 in the title.
Yeah.
And earlier on today, I said it's episode 89. Steve went, "Oh, yeah, okay."
Whip threads up, people. Fill your boots. So basically, as we were saying, yeah, anything spooky, Halloween related, we'll accept. Mainly, we like to sort of go spirits, don't we? That's kind of the thing.
I think that's where it started.
Yeah, I suppose goblins is now. I'm painting goblins.
Goblins are not in. Stop it. You've gone mad.
Goblins.
Already.
Goblins are, of course. Goblins are Halloweeny.
Goblins are not in. You're drunk. Goblins
Come
have never
on.
been in.
Yeah, goblins.
No, goblins are not in.
Ghouls and goblins.
You want goblins to be? Oh, I don't care.
I mean, you want to say no monsters now, aren't you?
No, well, that's what you did last year. You just kicked the doors and went, any monster. Any monster, so say dragon, Halloween. All right, do you know what, mate? You've had a bad week. It's your party. If you want to let goblins in, let goblins in. I don't see how you let goblins in. You don't let orcs in. You don't let Uruk-hai in. But...
I mean, I would let them in.
All right, fine. There you go. So the theme tonight, everyone, is whatever the hell you want.
Listen, what we'll do is, right, yeah, use your initiative, post it in the whip thread. If it's something that you know is going to be dubious and we're going to be like, is it, isn't it? Also give your reason why it should be in the whip thread. Yeah,
justify the spooky.
I think that's fair, and we'll tackle each one as it arises.
In a deeply unfair manner.
Sound good?
Sounds perfect and absolutely not going to be problematic. So yeah, anything. Try and keep it spooky.
Yeah, try and keep it. Yeah, I mean, spirits and stuff like that are definitely in.
That was a damn good rap. If Emma's watching this, she's never watching this. That was a damn fine rap.
So, because we're on catch up a little bit now, can I ask what your stream snacks are other than that?
Oh, indeed. I was just going to try and encourage people. It's like, what if they weren't planning on painting anything spooky?
Yeah.
In many ways.
Yes.
The entire point of Battle Streams in Middle Earth was to help you clear your backlog.
Look at the state of my cup now. Look.
I see how you're trying to clear your mug.
it's a mess.
This is a household that does not dishwasher the Battle Streams mug.
To be fair, I've gone a bit thingy. I mean, even I've put it in the dishwasher a couple of times. I've given up on it. I'm like,
madness.
Yeah.
So even if you're not painting that normally, the whole point is go now, grab something. Go to that case of yours and grab a barrow white or frankly a goblin apparently, or just something spooky that you were never going to paint. I think barrow whites and dead marsh spectres are really good for this. I think lots of people are going to have them knocking about, no plans to paint them, and you can just blitz it in a night, right? Like blue, dry brushing over white and all that sort of stuff. You just blitz a ghosty type model. Think about how quick Army of the Dead does paint. Just go and grab them now, something you're never going to paint, and just paint it tonight for the fun of it with us on Halloween Eve, and help clear your backlog that little bit. That's the point of Battle Streams. And then once you've done that, what do they do, Steve?
Go to the whip thread, which has been up for about 10 seconds, and post a picture of what you're working on in there. We'll have a look at it later on in the stream, and we'll put everyone who is on theme, or we regard as on theme, into a draw to win. Damien?
Yes, Steve.
What will they win?
Oh,
a weird stare into the webcam.
They won't win anything, apparently. Why did that worked earlier? That worked when I was setting stuff up. Hang on. All right, do it again.
And you'll be entered into a draw to win. Ooh.
Not one of these.
No. As nice as they are.
Yeah. Have you got just what can you see?
I can see the 6 dice in the dice tray.
Is that all?
Yeah. Have you got a dice on the top? Something?
I've not got a dice there, no, but I themed it a bit.
Oh, can't see it. Let's zoom out. Oh.
How's that?
I can see. It's not focused though.
Yeah, it'll wake up.
Oh, there you go. Spider. Like
yeah,
it.
Like it?
Yeah,
absolutely.
Sheila with rosy cheeks. I love
There
it.
we go. But you can't win these delicious purple patron dice. You can't win those. Money
Or
can buy
Sheila.
those. Or
Yeah.
Sheila, certainly not. But what money can buy is one of these bad boys. Oh, it's gone on the floor. Oh, I think that's the first time I've missed. Oh, it's gone on the floor and I'm tethered to the laptop. Right, okay, let's try that again. You can win one of these. Oh, no.
Oh, come on. Jeez.
It's gone.
Every red light. Can't throw a dice in a dice tray.
Steve, it's gone further away than the first time, mate. Oh, hang on. I'm going to have to go for this.
This gets better. Welcome if this is your first time. First time to the stream. You got it?
Got it back. I'm back.
Are we sorted? Are we all right?
It landed on the bookshelf and it rolled a 1.
Oh.
But in the dice tray, it only ever rolls. Oh.
Of what?
Wonderful stuff. So this is indeed one of our black Battle Streams of Middle-earth dice, which are only available by winning the prize draw. So any one of you who's on theme, and of course today that means almost any of you. Every single one of you could be on theme tonight for sure.
Yeah. Wraiths, bats, spiders,
goblins, spirits. So even like Tom Bombadil again, we said anything with spirit keyboard. Sauron would be in.
wargs.
Yeah, wolves. I think wolves get in. Anything with bats or spiders, anything like that, will get you in. So you got a good chance of winning. Ryan Cuthbert received his 5th dice. 5 dice covers, our record holder.
Rolling dice.
Can Ashley Fisher and Josh Crosby catch him up? I've seen Ashley in the chat already. But yeah, so put a picture in there. Whatever you're working on, whether it's spooky or not, you can put a picture in and we'll have a look through it. But if it is spooky, you will be in with a chance of winning that dice tonight, my friends.
Yes.
Steve, what are you eating? What are you drinking?
So I've got my tea, obviously very unorganised. So I've got my tea. I'm going to drink this, and then I'm going to go and grab. I do have a bottle of Coke in the fridge, so I'm going to go get a glass of Coke. No beers for me tonight because I am up very, very early tomorrow. And then stream snacks. I did actually have some homemade Rice Krispie cakes and cupcakes, which the girls made tonight. Weirdly, brownies and guides. Yes, spooky themed, but. They're in the house. I forgot to get them in because I was rushing. I forgot them. But I did buy some snacks from Waitrose before. So I got these because I had them the other week and they were very, very nice.
Very good, very good.
Very, very nice. But on my way out, I did see these and I've never seen them in Waitrose before.
Wafer rolls, hazelnut and cocoa. I'd love to see it.
Yeah, so I thought I'd try these. I have had one earlier. I'm not going to lie. I made a cup of tea when I got in and had to have one. And I can't confirm they're very nice.
Glad to hear it.
I won't eat the full tin.
Yeah, you will. Then we've got to hope.
Very good though. What about you?
So I've got a selection. So I've got my cup of tea, and I'm going to go straight in and try this delicious eyeball, won by my daughter. What are we thinking this is going to be?
Solid chocolate.
You think solid chocolate?
Does it feel weighty?
It doesn't feel hollow. It doesn't feel like a Christmas deck. It feels like that's roughly about the amount of. White.
Ooh, one of my favourites then. Is it vanilla?
I think it's popping candy.
Oh, is it?
I think it is vanilla. There's popping candy in it. That is exciting.
That's cool.
Have you ever had... I know it's got a noise cancelling. Can you hear that?
No.
You can't hear clapping. You're not going to hear bobbing candy. Who knows? That was quite exciting. So I don't know where they're from. Chocolate eyeballs, maybe vanilla cream inside with popping candy. Cool. Charlotte's got 4 more of them. You ain't in the morning.
She's got 1 more.
But I had to trade her to get hold of that. I had to trade her my treat.
Yeah.
I did want to pick up something themed. I feel like maybe we had these last year. I went for these.
Oh, yes.
Mr. Kipling chocolate and orange slices. Very, I want something spooky themed. They are Have a look. Individually packed now, one of these. I'm going to have one of these bad boys. It'd be quite nice. I got a chicken tikka kind of wrap thing brought in. That was pretty amazing. I do have one more stream snack. It's a very important stream snack.
Okay.
It's something we've never seen on the stream before.
But two things.
Are you ready?
No. Ooh. We've never had a twirl on the stream.
No, Steve, this is not simply a twirl.
Oh, go on.
This, my friend, is a Scottish twirl.
Oh, is it? So it's a twirl.
Twirl?
Twirl.
It's a twirl.
Twirl.
It's a twirl. It's all the way from Scotland. I was lucky enough to be in Scotland this weekend with members of our community, Mr. Mark Stone and Mr. Dan Collister.
Very nice.
Well, some other lovely Scottish nerds. Because Stephen Crow, one of our very own family, one of our BSIME family, the wonderful Mr. Chris Murfitt, he only went and got married.
The family's just got bigger. Just got bigger, mate. That's what I like.
Chris married his lovely Christine, and yeah, we went up to the wedding, which was awesome. So I think we should say massive congratulations to Chris and Christine. It was lovely. The best man said that he brought up wargaming, and he said that wargaming has prepared him for marriage because wargaming is expensive. You have to think carefully about your every move, and it's not always clear how you win. And I thought that was very good.
Yeah, very good.
I thought that was a very good little gag there. And whilst up there, we got back from the wedding, and I was thinking, you know, party's not quite over yet. You know, that's time me and Mark were like, let's go a bit wild.
Twirl. A twirl.
Picked a twirl from the vending machine.
Your Scottish accent's shocking, mate.
Twirl. And then we fell asleep. And so I brought this. I imported this all the way down.
You smuggled it over the border.
Yeah. So I'm expecting.
Where did you hide it?
The same place I hid that watch.
Watch? Up my ass.
Same place I hid that watch.
Foo Fighters.
I need more cowbell. So I've never had a Scottish twirl before. I presume it's going to be deep fried.
Battered.
Oh, it's not. It looks a lot like a British twirl.
Oh.
It's nice. If I'm honest, I like a twirl. That just tastes like an English twirl to me.
Yeah. Twirls are alright. I like twirls.
Yeah. But it's a bit of a shame because you'd think the Scottish one would be a bit different, but apparently not. But yeah. Massive congratulations, Chris. Wonderful day. And I also think, because I've checked Facebook and this is now okay, while we're on the subject of congratulations, we have another BSIMer.
We do.
Who's not just a BSIMer. What is it? He's a wonder in the world. I don't know if he's in tonight. He's probably not in.
I think he'll have his hands full.
Yeah. Mr. Johnny Wright and his wonderful wife, Holly, had a baby. They had their beautiful baby boy, Jude, who was born this week. So massive congratulations, Johnny and Holly. We love you so much. It's such wonderful news.
Congratulations on the new arrival. Not congratulations on Derby Day result, Mr. Johnny.
No, I don't think there was any football. I don't think anything happened. There was no football this weekend, as far as I understand it.
Shocker.
So yeah, that's me. I've got a beer. I've got some chocolate. I'm going to eat one of those. And we're going to have a Halloween party. So yeah.
So we're not doing too bad for treats. I'm quite happy. These are very Moorish. I'm actually opening these to stop me eating them.
That'll work.
Yeah.
That'll work. Now both are open, so I'll eat neither. And Steve, what about your Halloween model? Are you doing some painting?
Well, I've still got them goblins on my bench, because obviously goblins are Halloweeny. You know, ghouls and goblins, obviously. I'm gonna do some more work on them. I can't remember. I'm looking at them now. I think I need to highlight the hair, and then it's all fine detail, a little bit of shading, and then final head. I'm not gonna get them finished tonight. There's 10 of them or 12 of them, but still plugging away.
I'll do it.
But when I get these finished, I'm never painting another Goblin Town Goblin again in my life. That's it. I'll have all that I need. I think I'll have something like 86 of them. So.
Probably enough.
So, what about you?
Well, I am also painting a very scary model. I'm painting this Scary Rider Rohan because I need him for Throne of Skulls, which is only 4 weeks away, and that's very, very scary because I've got a lot of painting to do.
Shocker.
But I'm actually in the middle of something incredibly exciting. This is my paint and model in 48 hours for Middle Earth Bingo. So I got this. I arrived. I did a trade with Jamie, our BSIME, and I got back from the wedding. I had my my package had arrived. Some Riders Rohan that I need for Throne of Skulls. Exciting times, and they're the last models I'm going to get this year. And so I was like, well, I need to paint one of these in 48 hours. So I built him. So good news, Steve. You're not getting a phone call in December this year. I built him. And I've base coated him. I built him last night. I base coated him today at lunch, and I'm trying to finish him before about midnight tomorrow night. Is the plan. So yeah, he's my 48-hour model. So that's what I'm working on.
Cool.
So Steve, with that, we don't have a magazine to go through, but I have at the request of our patrons, I think it was Effa who started it, Frederick, and they said, can we do some sort of spooky deep dive? And I have found a spooky deep dive into the Legendarium around Baron and Luthien. So I've got a big chunky deep dive as our main topic.
Yeah.
But that'll be what you paint. So I thought, why don't you get us up to speed with the chat?
Yeah, I'll jump in the chat.
If I could, I'll kick off and you find me. But what I mean by find me is don't put your feet up and watch me read the comments. Actually scroll back and try and find it. And that's a different thing to what you normally do. And then I'll do some painting.
Where are we up to?
I got to James Wilson. So Ian Whitehouse dogging, of course. Joe Holzman, a Gollum Gimp mask isn't that difficult to get into, surely. I don't know. I've never tried.
I found where you are.
You haven't? No way. Old school Chris C.
Old school Chris, yeah.
Off you go, mate. Enjoy. I'm gonna do some painting.
Ruth asked what episode this is. It says 89 on the title page, but only 88 on the stream title. Yeah, don't worry about that. Salisbury says to Joe Osmond, maybe it's a full bodysuit this time. You wish, my friend, you wish. Martin says to Ian, I fear if Damien and Steve don't know the context for that, it might come up. But what's that?
I think that's going to be about the dogging, isn't it?
Oh, right, okay.
It's all right. We know about the context. We're cool. We're down.
We know all about dogging. Morgan Morris says
we invented it. Man.
Dogging, Morgan. Evening, everyone. Haven't been able to catch a stream in ages, so looking forward to this. Martin says, unless there is not context for it. Episode 89, Frederick says to Old School Chris, and Mr. Whitehouse says, it is the Battle Games report vid. Honest. Yeah, of course it is. Classic BSIME, says Frederick. Old School Chris says, thanks, guys. I've just had to explain. Right, okay. Anyone want to lighten her horizons more this evening? Please don't.
We didn't bring it up, man.
Gary says, evening, have I missed anything? Not much. We always talk a lot of nonsense. And Chris says to Frederick, well, the title says 88. Maybe that's the issue that Steve's trying to resolve. No, do you know what it was? I was very lazy because I'm so strapped for time of late. I did. When you're setting up a stream, when you're scheduling a stream, you do have an option to, you can either sort of start from scratch, or it just says reuse all last stream settings. No. And you just change the title and a few little bits and bobs. And obviously in the description, I've missed that. Oh,
you didn't. That's disgusting.
Oh, no, shocker. Mr. Macklin's in. How you doing, Tom? He says, evening all. Just at work, but thought I'd say hi. Probably catch the end of the stream. Well, don't work too hard, Tom. Sam says, or the beginning. I don't know what that's in reference to.
I think that's in reference to the fact that you were not there.
Ah, okay.
I think it's in reference to the fact the stream had not started, I suspect.
Chris says to Macklin, at this rate, you might catch the start. Oh, yeah.
There you go. So.
Julian says, evening, guys. On tender hooks for this. And Frederick says to Chris, it's not an issue. It's a sacred BSIME tradition. I've nearly finished my stream snacks, says Salt and Brushes. And Joe says to Old School Chris, how did you explain it? Let's not labour the point. Harry and Alex went to a car park with Alex's dog where Yes, that's exactly. It's taking your dog for a walk.
It's just
is
when
what
you
it is.
go out with your dog, isn't that right?
Yeah. Scott Newman, tea
What
and
I would have
stream
said.
snack are finished here.
Scott's Scottish, so he'll appreciate our Scottish accents, I'm sure.
Yeah. Haskell's in. He says, "Who started work on their models already? Then I've done some Twilight Wraiths in Fellowship packaging. I know I'm opening up. That's pretty cool.
He had like 5 of the original metal Twilight Wraiths in the green blisters.
That's crazy. And he opened
Ripped
them
into.
Yeah. Frederick says, "Woohoo!" Sam says, "I'm not on theme, sadly. Working on my Throne of Skulls army." Do you know what? This is a bit of a running theme, Sam. You're very rarely on topic. Very rarely. I've noticed this.
Is that must be Huddy, right?
Yeah.
Is he rarely on topic?
Yeah, he's rarely on topic. He always just does his own thing. He's like, yeah, you know.
I can't really get on board with this coming along to stream and just working on your models for Throne of Skulls.
just pay what you should be. So annoying.
Lazy.
Also, Chris says, "We have Piano House in capital letters. Late as usual, but finally there," says Frederick. Ian Whitehouse says, "Does painting Serpent Horde chaps pumpkin orange count?" Hell to the no. Matt Fry's in. He says, "Yay." How you doing, Matt? Piano House in Middle Earth is back, says Frederick. "It's happening," says Dave McShirrer. And Green Tree's in. He says, "Soon." Mark Newham. "Never have we been so hyped for Piano House music." And then we're getting told, "Echo, echo, echo." Remco says, "Nice, let's hope the sound works." Gaz is in. "I'm working with the Plastic Witch King, trying to go for a green OSL. Would that be key?
Sounds like to me he's trying to go for a black dice.
Yes.
Hang on, I'll do that again. I've got a better one. Sounds to me like he's trying to go for a black DICE.
Christian O'Neill, do you guys thinking Frankenstein in some conversions counts as on theme? Cutting off my Minister of Heads feels scary. I mean, if you're making them into ghostly things, possibly.
It's not enough to just claim it's a Frankenstein conversion.
Yeah, you can't just chop the head off and say it's like
which
the
I think is what he's asking. I don't think he wants to make him headless. I just think he's saying if I put 2 bits of models together, I can complain. I could say it's like Frankenstein's monster. So
yeah,
I think that's a no. But again, I don't make the rules on Halloween. Right.
Michael Curtis says haunted Piano House. I'm out of tea. Damien has Echo. "What are we having for tea?" says Dave. "Echo gone. Real bad pick quality," says Ian. "I hope it got better, mate. If you stop streaming that other thing that you're watching, you might be okay."
That video that you have to learn about.
Yeah, the one that's bounced off a few satellites to get to, so it can't be tracked. Mark Newham, "Oh, the headband is on." Oh, Frederick says, "Fine." GFHFHFG says, "Did Damien do something with his hair?"
I think so. You know what? Actually, hilariously, I haven't even done anything with my hair today, so it's about the only thing that I haven't.
All good, says Rich Clemmer. "Better," says Green Tree. "Sounds messy," says Joe. Gary George, "Good morning, spooky ones. I'm putting off house decorations to piano up a barrel white." Like to see it.
It's a great.
David Shearer in capital says, "Damien, this is embarrassing. You have something on your face."
What? What?
Just there, mate. James Wilson, "All good. Don't forget the whip thread, Steve." I didn't forget it. I remembered it.
Forgot it.
No, so obviously, this has happened before. Remember when I've scheduled something before? And when I was scheduling it on my phone, I was very particular. Right time. I actually done it for 55 hours. So it should have been 5 to 9. Did it come on? It didn't. So I don't know if maybe...
You made that up?
No, I don't know if maybe... I don't know.
Are you sure?
I was going to say something. I was going to say something mental, like it could be like American time or something. I don't know.
Are you sure it was scheduled for 59 hours? Are you sure it wasn't nothing?
Yeah, no, it was. It was scheduled. Frederick says, "But where is the whip thread?" It's up there now, my friend. Damien has gained hatred spiders, says Mark Noah.
I love spiders.
Mr. Collister's
I'm Shrek tonight.
Yeah. Mr. Collister is in. It says, "Good evening. It feels like only yesterday I saw you, Damien."
Yeah, it's funny because it was yesterday.
Matt Stone's in. He says, "Long time no see, Dan." Katie's in. Says, "Hello all." Stuart McLean says, "Hello all. Happy Halloween."
Happy Halloween.
Boris Burzog says, "Evening, I hope you're all well." Joe
Boris
Kelly says,
Herzog, was that?
Yeah, Boris
That
Herzog.
is one of our 2 latest patrons, my friend. He joined the...
Welcome.
He actually joined probably about a week ago, I think, but he joined the patron chat today. He's joined the Patreon chat on a stream night. What a time to be alive.
Joe Kelly says, good afternoon from the States. Can't believe you guys are doing a full 24-hour stream. This is so exciting. Yeah, hitting infrastructure is vandalism. Don't do that, Steve. Hey?
What? Hitting infrastructure. I have it. I have it. You said you hit every red light.
Oh, yeah. Not in that sense.
Smashed it.
Hit every red light sounds like a tradie. Says Dan. Sam says the important thing is assigning blame to Steve. Obviously. Hello, Mark, says Dan. Been an age. Still not up. Lol, says Frederick. Battle Games in Middle Earth says evening, gents.
Harry Parker was a
surprised he has time with all his
activities.
Because it's around this time of the evening that them activities kick in, no?
He's got a car.
Middle Earth Gaming. Hey guys, good morning from Oz. Unfortunately at work, so can't stay. Hope you have all been well. And you, my friend. Hope all is good with you. Sean Williams, hello. Yeah. Richard Flag, evening all. This is just what I need after a busy day.
Well, I'm glad to hear it.
Sam Page, evening all. What better way to spend an anniversary than painting some minis?
I did see that. 5 years for Nick and Sam. Congratulations. I've got a lot of congratulations. Tonight.
She's done well there, Nick. Look, like putting up with him for that long.
Yeah, it's
chocolate stealer.
But yeah, that's an anniversary, a wedding, and a birth. That's pretty damn cool.
Yeah. It's all going on, mate. It's all going on. Historian Greetings also says Destro Dexterous. How you doing, Mark? Ryan Cuthbert. Woo. Matt Hudson. Boo. Joe Holzman. Football of the Year announced tonight. Strangely, with 2 months still to go.
Was it announced tonight? Was it? There was earlier on. There was a Ballon d'Or joke. It was Ballon d'Or or delay, and I didn't get what the joke was. But is it tonight then?
Is it Footballer of the Year worldwide?
I don't know.
Or is it?
But Harry Kane's just asked about it. He was laughing because they think Messi's going to get it, and it should be Haaland. But I didn't get what the joke was. But yeah, maybe it's tonight. I don't know. He's probably answering that because I read it out, and I was like saying I don't get it.
When you're a United fan, it means nothing.
Didn't want Kane. Didn't need him.
Didn't want it, mate. Didn't want
it. We don't have any difficulty scoring goals.
Where are we up to? Dublé says you did meet Phoebe at Warhammer World.
Yes. See, cool. I got it. He said that it was Phoebe's first stream. Yeah. And I kind of went, oh, okay. Is that a pet? Is that a lady friend? Is that a child? But then I instantly went, oh, hang on, I think I've met that woman. And so I backtracked and went, no, I'm going to bet big. I think I've met her at Warhammer World, and I did meet her, and I know who it is now. So hi,
you're honoured. She is honoured because normally Damien doesn't remember who he meets.
And I am sorry. I thought you had a 33% chance of being an animal.
Frederick says, wow, people received their Black BSIME dice. Ruffle.
You shouldn't have needed a mug. That's your problem.
Kieran Townsend, even all happy Halloween Eve. Happy Halloween Eve to yourself as well, Kieran. Jill Monroe's in. Jill, you've not been in for ages. Good to have you. Just drop in and say hi. Have a great stream. Another one I'll need to catch up on in the VOD. Well, I hope you enjoy it when you catch up. It's good to see you
catch up, leave us a comment. We always do. We try and get back to people. It's nice nice when people have like the rewatch value.
Mark Newham. Hey, Kieran. Waves.
Nice.
Who's Kieran?
Probably Kieran Townsend, isn't it?
I
don't think he's calling you Kieran.
I was going to say, but...
That'd be weird. Why are you calling Kieran? Is he calling you Kieran, or is it more like you're talking to the guy called Kieran who just put a comment in the chat? You decide.
Sean Williams says 5 minutes, 42 years later.
Pretty much.
Frederick Schultz says, Steve, please stop hitting stuff in the streets. I'm sure that's a crime. I felt like it, my friend. Sam says, so this isn't the beginning, but this isn't the beginnings of Throne Skulls 23 costume? Question mark. Have you got a costume in mind for?
Yeah, boy.
Frederick's asking where the whip thread is again. Wait, Steve's not wearing a mask, says Joe Holzman. Yo, Joe, come on.
That's because you're ugly. You get it?
You're better than that, Joe. You're better than that. Looking forward to the spook dive, says Frederick. And Joe says to Frederick, I've got a picture waiting. I've already eaten my stream snack. By this rate, I'll be asleep before it's up. No whip, says Mark Greentree. Remco Kisher says no. I'll tell you what, there's a lot of chat. Frederick says to Joe Holzman, RIP. The internet could go down, says Joe. Frederick says, did you maybe schedule it for TTG or IC? No, because I found it in scheduled posts on Great British Hobbit League and then just clicked publish now. Frederick says Harry Parkill went. He did take his dog for a walk. Yep. Swords and brushes. Is the whip thread in your whip box? James Wilson. Careful, Steve. Very dangerous to ask. Can anything else go wrong this week on a Monday? Tell me about it. Media scandal, says Frederick. BBC radio host likes to get naughty outside. Uploads it to the internet. To be honest, that's. No, we won't go there. We won't go there. Old school Chris, does anything Finecast automatically get in? That stuff is nightmarish.
Oh, satire.
Joe Kelly says, does painting Marvel Zombies minis get me in the draw? Does it hell? Ryan Cuthbert, Barrow Whites are perfect. Hastily grabs a Barrow White to finish basing.
There you go.
Frederick says, terms and conditions apply. Host might decide to swap black dice for a bag of resin scenic bases. Josman says, anything with spiders, how about plastic limited edition Radagast?
Well, it does have a spider on, doesn't it?
It does, yeah.
It's got a little spider in the log.
Yeah.
We'd probably have to allow it, wouldn't we?
Yeah, let's allow it.
It's painting a spider. You got to paint the spider, though.
We'll be more strict at Christmas, eh?
Won't we? Yeah, you have to get paint on the spider.
Yeah, he's got to be completely finished. Edge highlighted and everything.
It's a lovely little spider. I love that one.
Can't get the staff, says Tam. Chris Murphy, evening. Has Damien been dressed by his kids? Question mark.
Oh, yeah, partially, actually.
Congrats, Mr. Chris, says Frederick. Mark Stone, what a fantastic couple of days it was. Dan says, best weekend. Big love heart. Wow, who's that Scottish spider? And where's Damien? Says Frederick. Nathan T. Oops, forgot about this. Have a good evening all. And you, my friend. Mark Stone says, I fell asleep sat up with my phone in my hand. Mark Stone.
Did Mark say that?
Mark Stone, you know when you messaged me a bit ago and you said, oh, I've not received my thing, and I said, it's all right, I've got another one, I'll send it to you. I'll send it to you today, and that was about 4 weeks ago. It's still here, mate.
Is that hate for it?
It's still here, yeah. I'll get it in the post this week, I promise.
We're going to call this section things Mark Stone shouldn't have said. Because I presume he's wanting this because he brought it up. There is Mark Stone asleep with his finger literally still on the phone scrolling.
How does that even happen?
He was mid-conversation. We were chatting. We were watching the TV, watching Man on Fire, chatting, and then he's like, oh, he's asleep. He's literally asleep. And now I've got a text message from Mark Stone going, what have you just done? Oh, wonderful scenes.
Sam says, congrats to Chris for Sat. Paintbrush Pirate. So it's a twirly whirly. No, twirly. Oh, no, I'm thinking of. What were twirly whirlies?
Twirly whirlies, the long white thing. It was like a lattice kind of shape. Really, really chewy caramel. It used to be like 10p.
Not a curly whirly.
Yeah, a curly whirly, isn't that what
he said? A twirly whirly.
He's probably, is he not just...
You know what I was thinking of? That's the one I was thinking. Remember, is it Spira?
Yeah.
They were like a cartwheel design, weren't they?
Yeah, just to confirm though, when he says twirly whirly, you think he's more likely to be talking about a Spira than a...
No. When he said twirly whirly, Spira was the first thing that popped to me, because I always used to think Spiras and twirls were similar, but they're not.
Little story, bro.
Do you know what Anna said to me the other day? She said we could be having a conversation, and by the end of the conversation, we'll have had 6 conversations about 6 entirely different things, but not finished the conversation that we started because you just branch off. I thought that was quite rude. Frederick says, Scottish twirl sounds like a cocktail, a cake, some form of crime, or a beep act.
Scottish twirl sounds like a dance, doesn't it?
It does, yeah. Thanks, BSIME, says Chris. 86 is not enough Goblin Town models, says Matt Hudson. Less than half of what I'd hoped for. It's all I need. It's all I need. It's all I'll ever need. I don't think I'd ever play a game unless it was low points.
Quite a lot, mate. Yeah.
That I don't think I'd ever play a game that was just like pure Goblin Town. I'd always have something with it. Martin Slate says, so not scared for anyone else, but I'm currently painting up a further 34 models for Throne of Skulls. I am terrified. You've got 4 weeks. You'd be right.
It's a lot of models though.
10 models a week.
At least cracked it with.
You'd have 6 spare. Joe Osmond says, the real shock is how you miss the same change every single episode. Practically a tradition by now. Same change. How you miss the same change? You miss the same change? What does that mean?
I don't know what that means. Which it probably makes his comment all the more hilarious to the people who do know what it means. Because we are missing it.
Matt's in Generation Shift. Hey guys, tuning in from Scotland on holiday.
He'll recognise our accents then.
Oh my, what is Damien wearing? Haha, love it. Away with the family for half term. Very nice. Very nice.
Very nice.
Sam says, I'm just a maverick painter, mate. Leave all the posts open. Leave all the pots open and everything. Oh, that gives me.
Yeah, well, that's monstrous. Don't they try out?
It's terrible. Even thinking, even though I know it's a joke, it's freaking me out a bit.
Old school Chris. Know it's a joke.
I think Hoodie would definitely put his lids back on. I think he would.
You'd like to think anyone would. There are monsters out there, Stephen.
This is true. Old school Chris says, I've audibled away from Lurtz and Uglook, and we're painting an Army of the Dead army tonight. Audible must be an autocorrect, wasn't it? Must be. I've audibled away from Lurtz and Uglook, and we're painting Army of the Dead. I'm trying to think what that would have been auto-corrected from.
But it means like wandered or something. I think he's tried to put wandered or meandered away or something like that. Because he's saying that he stopped painting what he was going to be painting to paint some Army of the Dead. I think. Little
does he know that Lurtz and Uglook might have got a bit if we're having goblins and orcs.
There's literally no way he could have assumed that.
Christian O'Neill says, I've got a warg I'll paint today instead. I'll try making him spooky colours.
Perfect.
Yeah. Sam says, you need to get a hold of Mark Zuckerberg and let him have it, Steve. Oh, for
the whip thread.
Yeah. This is true. Jordan says, right, I'd best be off as 'tis a school night. Have a good stream. We'll catch up later in the week. Have a good one, mate. Joe Hosman.
Oh, all right, Joe.
Mark Stone, yeah, Messi won the Ballon d'Or tonight.
Oh.
Yawn. Yeah. Sean Clark, don't take it personally, Phoebe. He forgets everyone. He does.
I didn't forget. I did remember her.
Eventually. After lots of prompts, it sounds like. Sounds like it was after lots of prompts.
It was after no prompts, mate. It was literally just reading it, reacting, then going, oh no, I think I know her. It was all me.
All right. I'll let you have it. Dublé says the cats clearly ain't called Phoebe. They have cat names, Tiddles and Gary.
They're called one Sifa.
Mark Noon says, confirm that was to Kieran Townsend, who lives 2 minutes from me.
Just to confirm, I was talking to Kieran Townsend and not calling Steve Kieran.
Does working on Gothmog's warg count, says Julian.
Yeah.
I mean, we said wargs. We said wargs. Max Stone says, haha, it's a glorious looking apron. That's not the first time you have paraded me half naked on the internet this weekend, says Mark Stone. Paintbrush Pirate, I meant I meant Twiddly Widdly, Iron Hills Ballista. Oops, my bad.
Whirly Whirly.
Twirly Whirly. Twirly Whirly is an Iron Hills Ballista. Dan says, looks like you had good fun, even if I still think you stole my sofa.
They're in Collister?
Yeah.
I think his room was meant to have a sofa and it didn't have a sofa.
I'd be devastated if I didn't have a sofa in my room.
I'm bad thinking about it.
No.
I myself was sitting pretty on one sofa.
Mr. Miller's in. He says, nice. Steve managed to find his Gollum mask. Ha ha, Mr. Miller.
Is that Mr. Larry Miller?
It is Mr. Larry Miller.
Lovely to have you. He was walking home and cooking Halloween pasta.
Was he?
I can't wait to see what that is. And also the way that Larry
Was he
eats
cooking it in like milk or something?
Well, imagine, no, he wouldn't. He wouldn't put milk on it. I imagine Larry cooking Halloween pasta is him getting some pasta, pouring it into a bowl, and then eating it.
Crunching through it.
It's just delicious. Crunchy pasta.
Sean Williams says, regarding 100 model count armies, I played my 108 model Sharky's Rogue list against a pure Goblin Town army a few months ago at Tony. One of my favourite games ever. Well, that one turn probably was very exciting. Matt Hudson says, Audible is American football for changing a play. Okay.
An American football. See, we're all learning here. That's what.
He was listening to Lert's autobiography. That's what I went for with Audible. I was trying to find the link, but I couldn't. An audible is an NFL team term where the quarterback changes what the offense are doing last minute. He's audibly calls a new play out with a keyword.
Yeah, we know.
Yeah, it's old news, this, Chris. Macklin says, Damien.
Macklin.
Damien. Are you the pot calling the kettle black regarding Stoney falling asleep mid conversation?
No.
You do fall asleep a lot as well.
I don't fall asleep. No, that's not me. No, that's the other
Stoney says, right, time to leave the office. I will hopefully log back in when home, or I'll pass out as soon as my backside hits the sofa.
Do the first one.
Drive safe, man. Drive safe. 10 models a week would be sensible, but I embraced batch painting with abysmal comprehension of the point of the technique, and I decided to paint the entire force as a batch all or nothing, says Martin Slate.
Do you know what Tom's batch painting? Harrison.
Yeah, what?
He's batch painting his entire Dale army.
He's joking.
Have you done any Dale?
It's not fun.
He's painting. I think it was 54 models, and then he added more. And he started. I promise you, he started over a year ago, and he's bringing them to Throne of Skulls. But as of yet, I believe he's still got no finished Dale models. Like he's just. And I was like, I couldn't. It's just a dumb way of thinking about. It looks amazing, and yeah, he's bringing 1,000 points a Dale to Throne of Skulls, which I think would be epic.
That's insane.
That's a hell of a bat. There's nothing about that.
It's got all the heroes, all the new heroes and that.
Yeah, there's two, isn't it? It's not a lot of them.
Yeah. Calman's in. How you doing, buddy? If I paint Tom Bombadil enough models to fit in base contact with him, does that count as being scary? Surely Damien would agree.
Well, my friend, solid Australian satire aside, painting Tom Bombadil will get you in because he's a spirit.
He is a spirit. Finished the whole game in 90 minutes. Turns out D3 models don't live very long, says Sean Williams.
That must be the ruffian.
Yeah. Sam says, Damien fell asleep mid-game. Irk. Good thing Tom was able to take on both armies solo.
That's absolutely true.
I've just highlighted all the text. Excuse me, do you know what? I don't know. I think them wafers are repeating on me something rotten. Joe Kelly says, if we're going to talk American sports terms tonight, I will help out for sure.
Thanks, dude.
Joe, I made some very tasty cherry smoked pulled pork the other night.
Cherry smoked?
Oh, yeah. Very nice.
Pretty good.
Yeah, it was about 8 hours smoked on the Kamado. Very nice. Battle Games Middle Earth says, just imagine how many lances you can get. Wind lances, I think he means, with 1,000 points.
I think he's sticking at 2. He was quite tempted. I was like, why not do 3? That'll be amazing. I think 2's his limit.
Has he got 2 in his army?
Yeah, but I mean they're just dreadful. They're just so bad.
Dude.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, boy.
No.
So while we're at this sort of intersection, and it's already 25 past 10, I'm going to go and get a glass of Coke and then come back.
You know what you should do, Steve? You should get yourself 2.
No, I can't drink too much Coke before bed when I've got to be up early.
Well, get yourself something else. You don't want to be running out of liquid.
No, I'll be right.
Me?
Yeah. Right, I'll be back in 2-3 minutes.
Lovely. So, lovely to hear from you all. Steve said he's caught up on the chat, which is wonderful. What we're now going to do, whenever Steve gets back, and once I've finished with the silver, is we're going to settle down for some spooky Tolkien ghost story action. Delving and doing a bit of a deep dive into some relatively obscure Tolkien stuff, which I hope sounds good. If it doesn't sound good, you can just close your browser and we'll never know. But yeah, that's the plan. So get comfy, get your paints out, get your brushes out if you haven't done already, and we'll settle in for some good stuff. Hopefully digging around in some bits of the lore that people aren't too familiar with, which will be good fun. Yeah, do let us know in the we've got some comments to catch up on. Do we have any big Halloween plans? Do we have any Halloween hobby plans? So up to anything like that? Stick it in the comments. Let us know. We don't have too much going on here. We've had a little Halloween party with the girls at the weekend, so we don't have too much planned. Tis a school night and all that. Charlotte came in here after Joshua set it up and I thought it was the most awesome thing she'd ever seen, so has asked for all the decorations so that she can do the same to her room tomorrow, which seemed fair. So she's grabbing those back, so we'll be having a second Halloween stream, second Battle Screams in Middle Earth tomorrow in our place. But yeah, beyond that, no scary Halloween hobby for me. Because all my hobby time is going to be trying to get this stuff done. Throwing of Skulls, which I'm very excited about. Let us know in the chat if I'm going to see you there. Any people coming along to Throwing of Skulls? It's 4 weeks, I believe. It will have happened in 4 weeks, I think. All right. Yeah, it's probably all right. It's very, very scary. But yeah. So favorite tournament of the year, that or Ardacon. Ardacon tickets are on sale. The Wanderers and the Wanderers in the Wild are going to be back, putting out a big team again this year. So is anyone else going to that? I believe they went on sale this weekend. So hopefully we've seen lots of people there. But yeah, those are my two favorite events of the year. It's cool to be thinking about both of those at the same time. Sorry, what was that?
Cheers.
Cheers.
Can't see it on there, but I've got my Battle Streams.
Yeah, what did you say then? Like you said, rah.
I said hello.
Did you? That was like something went wrong with your mic or whatever. That sounded very, very weird.
Right.
I've made some good progress on this guy already. I'm pretty pleased.
Nice.
Which is a bit of luck because I have to have made a lot of good progress on him by this time tomorrow. But are you back?
I'm back. Yeah, I'm just but give me 30 seconds.
Some examples from Joe. Getting caught in a pickle refers to American baseball when a base runner is struck between two bases.
Just
and
need to get
fielders
some
have
water.
the ball and chase him down. Joe Achille, nice. 8 hours smoked. Like a pro. Well done. Richard Clammer, does the deep dive cover anything related to the Terror of Arna? I know Gully is made up by GW, but what did they use as a starting point? No, Gully's completely made up by GW. It doesn't have anything to do with the Terror of Arna, but there is certainly a flash of a vampire in this that might have been the inspiration for Gully. But it's certainly not a character called Gully. It's a character that you know well. Faux Hammer's in saying follow amigos might sleep. Tom's batch paint in Purgatory definitely trumps mine. Sorry for a Lord of the Rings question. Shock, what's your favourite instrumental track in the Hobbit movies and the original trilogy, Steve?
Oh, God knows not. Don't know. I like it all.
I think you have to pick one. I think that's the game.
I'm not gonna fall for this.
Not gonna. It's like that.
I'm not gonna play by your rules.
It's like that. You know, that Peter Sereniff.
I like what was the Enya one? Is that Gollum's?
Yeah, it's Gollum's song. Also, not instrumental.
It kind of is.
It's not. It's got words. You've literally picked. What about 60 tracks. And you picked one of the 3 with words.
That's one. Well, I chose that because it's one of my favourite songs in there. But I do like Enya, so that's probably why.
Yeah, but it's not allowed. It's like he said, "What's your favourite instrumental track?" And you go, "No, Whisper." It's my favourite.
I don't know.
You must know. Come on.
Don't know. On other news, look what I found.
Nice. Get them on. It's what the people want to see.
It's been a while, mate. It's been a while.
Shoot. Hobbit for me is either Overhill, which is the one where we get the big bum, 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 or the Forest River, because that gets the big Tariel theme going. And then Lord of the Rings is probably Hope and Memory, which is the one where Gandalf rides up the I think it's the one where Gandalf rides up the stairs to Minas Tirith, and you get the Gondor theme playing for the first time. First time, big time.
Whoa, what's going on with these?
Do you not have a favourite piece of music, even if you don't know the name of it or whatever? Or favourite?
What of both trilogies?
Yeah.
I mean, I suppose the thing that the one that I like. No, I wouldn't say I like it the best because I never really thought about what I like the best. But I think that the one that kind of makes you feel all warm and fuzzy inside is obviously the first thing you hear at Hobbiton.
Oh, yeah, because it's only Hobbits.
Yeah, it's like that's Lord of the Rings to me.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
No, I do.
But I wouldn't say like that's my favourite because the whole soundtrack's class. Yeah.
And Hobbit?
I don't know. I like a lot of the dwarven stuff. I can't tell you what they're called though.
There's two big dwarf things, isn't there? There's the Misty Mountains one from the first film.
Yeah.
And then there's the kind of Erebor theme as they charge out.
Yeah.
That's not it. That's right.
That's why I refuse to say.
How's it work? I'm just trying to picture Bomba. He goes dong, dong, dong. I can't remember. I thought that was going to work. I thought that was going to trigger it. Hang on. Oh, there you go.
You're thinking the right film, sir, mate.
The Rohan thing plays.
I mean that's half the battle, isn't it? Because a lot of them are very similar.
If I play this on my phone, is it going to get us shut down in Chad?
You're not allowed to play it for more than 5 seconds or something.
It's the Sons of Durin. How's it go? I'll tell you what I'll do. I can mute myself and I'll listen to it, and then I'll do it.
And sing it back.
Yeah. Playlist. Good content. Sickness, Ironfoot Thrain, Darren back in Return Joe to the Death Raven Hill. Sons of Durin, it must be that. Ba 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 ba. That one.
Yeah.
But it's not as good as Misty Mountains.
I'll tell you what I have done in the last couple of weeks. Well, not this week, the week before. I've started to watch Rings of Power over again.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah, I just thought I'd.
Sorry, before you get on to that, because it's a good point. I just want to finish this. Cal's just sent me the link to Spotify to Sons of Durin. It's all over it. Go on, mate. Rings of Power.
Yeah, I just rewatched it because isn't season 2 2024?
Definitely 2024. Haven't announced when. Are you enjoying it?
I do like it. Yeah, I do like
we
it.
did like it. We did like it.
Yeah, I do like it.
I wanted to go back to it in the summer and try and blitz it in a day when I had a bit of downtime. I just never found the day. I wanted to do it like a big movie, but
I did that thing the other night. I was up. I got in late. Everyone was in bed. There was nothing on. You know, you're just flicking. I was sick of looking on my phone. I just went on Amazon Prime and it just come up. Oh, I'll just stick it on so it's on in the background. And ended up nailing about 3 episodes.
Is it? Did you notice? Was it better than you thought? Was it worse than you thought?
I think I'm enjoying it more now.
That's cool.
Because I'm able to. I think when you watch it for the first time, you don't take everything in, do you? Do you know what I mean?
Mm.
You're sort of picking up on other little things, and you're looking rather than looking at the main characters who are speaking, you're looking around at the set costumes and all that. Why are you laughing at my glasses?
You look like a spider. You've got about 8 eyes.
It's Halloween, mate. It's Halloween.
You've got, because the glasses are 2, right? The glasses are double, right?
Yeah.
Is that right? And then you've got your eyes. Then you've got your glasses on your head. You've got 8 eyes.
And I still can't see. I still can't see. I'm still struggling. I'm struggling now, mate. Struggling.
Oh. Okay, good question, Martin. Katie, I'm currently carving thousands of cobblestones into foam for thrones. Good to see. Excited to see what that is. James Wilson, Sons of Durin. Some of the Durin for the Hobbit. That must be. I think that's a typo for Sons of Durin rather than just some of Durin. Matt Hudson, I like the end of Khazad-dûm where Gandalf falls and you can visualize Frodo screaming. No! James Wilson.
There's so many good ones, but yeah, in the Hobbit for me, I think the because it's quite focused in it on the dwarves, so I don't know, maybe that's what sticks in my mind. Like every time you're thinking of them like the strong
Lake
dwarven tunes.
Yeah.
It is. Yeah.
And it's got that really cool piratey sea shanty sound to it. I like that a lot.
Yeah. I mean, obviously we all know, don't they? But they smashed it with the soundtrack because
yeah, they're great. They're really good. I was actually listening on the train up to Chris's, which is a long train. I was reading and listening to music, and I listened. It's funny you mentioned Rings of Power. I listened to the Rings of Power soundtrack as well, and that's great as well. Themes in that. I love Poppy's Wandering Song. You know the and the dwarf theme in that, and the Numenor theme. It's really good stuff in that. Matt Hudson, I love how it drowns out all audio in the film as they exit the mines. I think he's still following on from where it's just the music as they run out of the mines at Gandalf Falls. Larry Miller says, I'm humming it to myself if it makes you feel any better, Damon. Thanks, man. Boris says, quick, everyone type out their favourite Hobbit music theme by sound. Fohammer, Breaking of the Fellowship is a lovely track, and the lighting of the beacons is ace when you're driving. I really like In Dreams, I know it's got words in it, but In Dreams in the credits of Fellowship is a lovely little song. Larry Miller, the original Thoros Company song that plays every time they do something epic would be my favourite Hobbit one. Yeah, I think I'm that because I've got such happy memories of that very first Hobbit trailer where they sang the song, and that being the theme of Unexpected Journey is awesome. And I was quite disappointed that theme then vanished in the second 2 films. Sam says, guessing themes in Middle Earth. Larry Miller, the main Rohan theme from Lord of the Rings. Swords and Brushes, Battle Streams, and Nevermind the Buzzcocks. Old School Chrissy, Larry, I love that too, especially the haunting strings when Eowyn's looking out over the plains and the flag flies away. Charge of Rohirrim is also amazing. Yeah, that's a goodie. Katie says, Chris likes the Lego Lord of the Rings disco viol. I don't know what that is. Sounds cool though. Jakey, I'll go Isengard Unleashed from the original trilogy. That's just perfect. Hobbit, I'll go Misty Mountains. Fohammer, Rings of Power soundtrack is awesome too. I said that. And Cal says that Halbrand's theme from Rings of Power is genuinely beautiful. We've caught up. So, thanks for all that, guys. Good question, Martin. Got the discussion going. So, we're going to dive into a bit of a deep dive. And so, hopefully, we're going to be exploring some stuff that some of you, maybe most of you, wouldn't have dabbled with. And I'm going to get more and more niche as we go on. But this was Frederick's idea. I think he just said about the spooky stuff actually, and I remembered that in the story of Beren and Luthien that I believe most people are going to be familiar with, there's some kind of spooky stuff. So what I've done is I've got a segment of the Beren and Luthien story that was developed over years and years and years. And I got 3 different versions of it. And this is going to be full on. This isn't really me exploring stuff. I'm going to read some stuff. We're going to have Halloween story time. You up for this, Steve?
Yeah,
You get to sit there and paint, and this applies to everyone. Sit there and paint, and I'll read you some kind of spooky legendarium stuff, and hopefully you'll enjoy it. So settle down, children, and let's see. And I'm going to start with this bad boy. Steve, honest question, you ever read this?
No, I've never made it all the way through. I have started reading it. I've never made it all the way through.
Did audiobook or like did you make
again? Tried listening to it in the audiobook, but
haven't got through it.
No.
Happens to a lot of people. A lot of people don't like it.
It's not that I didn't like it. It's just that I couldn't. I always tried listening to it when I was like doing something or driving, and if you're not 100% concentrating on it, I think that's where I was struggling.
Yeah, I get.
You're like, what have I just listened to for the last 25 minutes? Can't remember.
Yep, I'm there with you. I can understand that. So I'm going to start with a very specific part of the story. Basically, I'm going to show you how it developed. And in this, most people are likely to be familiar with this. I'd say of the 3 that I'm going to read, like some of you will have read the Silmarillion. And I'm going to read the story. It's part of Beren and Luthien, and it's basically about how Beren gets trapped by Sauron and how he escapes. And there's some cool stuff in here. So we're going to start with this one. This is in the published Silmarillion. So settle down and we'll read this because there's some cool stuff. And listen out for Halloween's kind of influences. And a bit of context for you. It's going to start with him and a guy called Felagund. And Steve, I don't know. Did I say Felagund? Does that mean anything to you based on what you've rewatched recently?
Felagund?
I don't know if they say it.
Doesn't ring any bells.
So Felagund, you're going to start hearing Beren, who you know of, Beren and Luthien, and Felagund. And Felagund is Finrod. You know Galadriel's brother in Rings of Power.
Yeah. Who's
in it? Huge spoilers right at the start and then dies pretty quick. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's him. That's who they're talking about.
Okay.
So this is Finrod Felagund, who was the king of Nargothrond, which is a great elven kingdom, brother of Galadriel, and also he's the guy who gives his ring to Aragorn's ancestor, and you wouldn't believe what that ancestor's name is.
Go.
Barahir. And so, you know the ring that Aragorn carries in Lord of the Rings that Grima talks about? Finrod gives that to Aragorn's ancestor. He gives that to a guy called Barahir. It becomes the ring of Barahir and it gets passed down to Aragorn. So, you know, it's all connected.
Cool, yeah.
So, here we go. Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
On an evening of autumn, so in this version, Beren's a man, he's the mortal man, and Felagund's like a Noldoran elf king. On an evening of autumn, Felagund and Beren set out from Nargothrond with their 10 companions, and they journeyed beside Narog to his source in the Falls of Irvin. Beneath the shadowy mountains, they came upon a company of orcs, and slew them all in their camp by night, and they took their gear and their weapons. By the arts of Felagund, their own forms and faces were changed into the likeness of orcs, and thus disguised they came far upon their northward road, and ventured into the western pass, between Ered Weathrin and the highlands of Tarnafuin. But Sauron in his tower, Sauron, is that bloke? In his tower was aware of them, and doubt took him, for they went in haste, and stayed not to report their deeds, as was commanded to all the servants of Morgoth that passed that way. Therefore he sent to waylay them, and bring them before him. Thus befell the contest of Sauron and Felagund, which is renowned. For Felagund strove with Sauron in songs of power, and the power of the king was very great, but Sauron had the mastery, as is told in the Lay of Lathian. He chanted a song of wizardry, of piercing, opening, of treachery, revealing, uncovering, betraying. Then sudden Felagund there swaying, sang in answer a song of staying, resisting, battling against power, of secrets kept, strength like a tower, and trust unbroken, freedom escape, of changing and of shifting shape, of snares eluded, broken traps, the prison opening, the chain that snaps. Backwards and forwards swayed their song, reeling and foundering as ever more strong. The chanting swelled, Felagund fought, and all the magic and might he brought. Of elvenness into his words, softly in the gloom they heard the birds, singing afar in Nargothrond, the sighing of the sea beyond. Beyond the western world on sand of pearls, in elven land. Then the gloom gathered, darkness growing, in Valinor, the red blood flowing. Beside the sea, where the Noldor slew, the foam riders, and stealing drew. Their white ships with their white sails, from lamplit havens the wind wails, The wolf howls, the ravens flee, the ice mutters in the mouths of the sea. The captives sad in Angband mourn, thunder rumbles, the fires burn, and Finrod fell before the throne. Then Sauron stripped from them their disguise, and they stood before him naked and afraid. But though their kinds were revealed, Sauron could not discover their names or their purposes. He cast them, therefore, into a deep pit, dark and silent, and threatened to slay them cruelly, unless one would betray the truth to him. From time to time, they saw two eyes kindled in the dark, and a werewolf devoured one of the companions, but none betrayed their lord. So that is Finrod and Beren trapped in the dungeons of Sauron, right?
Mm-hmm.
With songs. It's cool. Anyway, then Luthien's like, I'm going to save him. I'm going to save him. So you get a bit of Luthien, who meets up with a wolfhound called Huan. I think it's Huan, possibly. I don't actually know. It's Huan. So it's Huan. I think it's Huan. I don't know. He's a hound of Valinor, right? So Arome, the Valar, he's one of his hunting hounds, and he gets sent to kind of to help in the wars. And he's this massive dog. I think he's maybe the size of a horse, and he's destined to only speak 3 times, which I think is quite a lot for a dog.
Yeah, it's a lot.
But he's only going to speak 3 times in his life, and he will only be killed by the greatest wolf to ever live. So Luthien is basically running to try and save Beren with Huan. All right. And also a little note on that in Rings of Power again, because remember they can't use this, right? In Rings of Power they can't use the Silmarillion, but there's nods to it. And in your episode, is it episode 1 or 2, where Elrond and Galadriel are looking up at the wooden carvings? You know, the elf carving. There's a girl standing there with a dog, with a wolfhound.
Okay.
That's Luthien and Huan. So, you know, they're like, yeah, I'm going to come save you. In the pits of Sauron, Beren and Felagund lay, and all their companions were now dead. But Sauron purposed to keep Felagund to the last, for he perceived that he was a Noldo of great might and wisdom, and he deemed that in him lay the secret of their errand. But when the wolf came for Beren, Felagund put forth all his power and burst his bonds, and he wrestled with the werewolf and slew it with his hands and teeth. Yet he himself was wounded to the death. Then he spoke to Beren, saying, I go now to my long rest in the timeless halls beyond the seas and the mountains of a man. It will be long ere I am seen among the Noldor again, and it may be that we shall not meet a second time in death or life, for the fates of our kindreds are apart. Farewell. He died then in the dark, in Tol in Goroth, whose great tower he himself had built. Thus King Finrod Felagund, fairest and most beloved of the house of Finwë, redeemed his oath, but Beren mourned beside him in despair. Little note on that. You know, Finrod dies at the start in the prologue of Rings of Power, right? And he's lying, and you know when she takes his dagger, Galadriel takes his dagger, he's lying there, and he's got claw marks all over him. And a lot of people have said that they can't mention this because they don't have the rights to Silmarillion, but the claw marks, as opposed to because he seems to die in a battle in Rings of Power,
Yeah.
and the claw marks I think are a reference to the fact that if you've read this, he dies in this to a werewolf. So there's a nice little touch there. You see the kind of Rings of Power people kind of going, I think that's what they're doing. Anyway, in she comes. In that hour Luthien came, and standing upon the bridge that led to Sauron's Isle, she sang a song that no walls of stone could hinder. Beren heard, and he thought that he dreamed, for the stars shone above him, and in the trees nightingales were singing. And in answer he sang a song of challenge that he had made in praise of the 7 stars, the sickle of the Valar that Vardar hung above the north as a sign for the fall of Morgoth. Then all strength left him, and he fell down into darkness. But Luthien heard his answering voice, and she sang then a song of greater power. The wolves howled, and the isle trembled. Sauron stood in the high tower, wrapped in his black thought, but he smiled hearing her voice, for he knew that it was the daughter of Melian. The fame of the beauty of Luthien and the wonder of her song had long gone forth from Doriath, and he thought to make her captive and hand her over to the power of Morgoth, for his reward would be great. Therefore he sent a wolf to the bridge, but Huan slew it silently. Still Sauron sent others one by one, and one by one Huan took them by the throat and slew them. Then Sauron sent Draugluin, a dread beast, old in evil, lord and sire of the werewolves of Angband. His might was great, and the battle of Huan and Draugluin was long and fierce. Yet at length Draugluin escaped, and fleeing back into the tower, he died before Sauron's feet. And as he died, he told his master, Huan is there. Now Sauron knew well, as did all in that land, the fate that was decreed for the Hound of Valinor. And it came into his thought that he himself would accomplish it. Therefore, he took upon himself the form of a werewolf and made himself the mightiest that had yet walked the world. And he came forth to win the passage of the bridge. So great was the horror of his approach that Huan leaped aside. Then Sauron sprang upon Luthien, and she swooned before the menace of the fell spirit in his eyes and the foul vapour of his breath. But even as he came, falling, she cast a fold of her dark cloak before his eyes, and he stumbled, for a fleeting drowsiness came upon him. Then Huan sprang. There befell the battle of Huan and Wolf Sauron, and the howls and baying echoed in the hills, and the watchers on the walls of Ered Weathrin across the valley heard it afar and were dismayed. But no wizardry nor spell, neither fang nor venom, nor devil's art nor beast strength could overthrow Huan of Valinor, and he took his foe by the throat and pinned him down. Then Sauron shifted shape from wolf to serpent, and from monster to his own accustomed form, but he could not elude the grip of Huan without forsaking his body utterly. Ere his foul spirit left its dark house, Luthien came to him and said that he should be stripped of his raiment of flesh, and his ghost be sent quaking back to Morgoth. And she said, there everlastingly thy naked self shall endure the torment of his scorn, pierced by his eyes, unless thou yield to me the mastery of thy tower. Then Sauron yielded himself, and Luthien took the mastery of the isle and all that was there, and Huan released him, and immediately he took the form of a vampire, great as a dark cloud across the moon, and he fled, dripping blood from his throat upon the trees, and came to Tarna Fuin, and dwelt there, filling it with horror.
Oh.
How cool is that?
It's very cool.
Sauron becomes a werewolf. Sauron becomes a vampire. Happy Halloween.
Sauron can do what he wants.
Sauron can do what he wants. So that's the published story, right? That's what people might have. I always say it's cool. It's a cool story.
Yeah.
I know it is weighty, but people like say it's boring and nothing happens. The stories in this are cool. So that's the little published story of what happens of how Luthien rescues Beren, right? But in this, it's not the only version of the tale, and Tolkien thought when he wrote the Silmarillion, which was obviously published after his death, it was his great work, but there were 3 stories in it that he thought could be like standalone tales, and it was Beren and Luthien, the Fall of Gondolin, and the Children of Hurin, and they've all now been published by Christopher Tolkien, sort of as best he could. But in all the histories, you can go back and see the genesis of these stories and how they changed. And so that's what I've done for you. So I'm now going to go back to the Book of Lost Tales, which I'm guessing is even more obscure than the Silmarillion. And this is the very, very start of the Legendarium. So he's writing this sort of stuff in, I think the Laerlethian that we're going to read is, it's not actually the Laerlethian, it's the original version of the story. Was written about 1925, so that's 12 years before The Hobbit. He starts writing the Legendarium in about 1918, something like that. But so this, I just think is wonderful, and this is the original story, okay? And it's called The Tale of Tenuvial. All right.
Yep.
So let me make sure I get this right. And in this version, because you got to completely kind of like change what you thought, because in this version Beren is an elf, so the whole man and elf thing hasn't happened yet, and this is completely different. And in this we're going to meet a new character, and you know how we've had werewolves,
Yep,
and you know how we've had vampires.
mm-hmm.
Do you know what we're now going to get?
Witches.
Oh, well, close.
Go on.
What do witches have?
Cats.
Cats.
Yeah, boy.
Are you ready for some hot cat action?
Oh yes.
And this, I think, will bake people's noodles. All right. So this is the tale of Tevildo, Prince of Cats.
Ah.
So this is in the Tale of Tenuvial, and it's basically the same section we just read. Okay, it's the same story, but there's some good stuff in here. So settle down, because I just think this is great. Therefore, now he gave orders. So Beren's been captured by Morgoth and his servants, right? Not Sauron, just Morgoth. Therefore now he gave orders for Beren to be made a thrall of Tevildo, Prince of Cats. Now Tevildo was a mighty cat, the mightiest of all, and possessed of an evil sprite, as some say, and he was in Melko's constant following, and that cat had all cats subject to him, and he and his subjects were the chasers and getters of meat for Melko's table. Melko in this version is Morgoth. It's the earliest name for Morgoth, and for his frequent feasts. Wherefore it is that there is still hatred between the elves and all cats, even now, when Melko rules no more, and his beasts are become of little account. When therefore Beren was led away to the halls of Tevildo, and these were not utterly distant from the place of Melko's throne, he was much afraid, for he had not looked for such a turn in things, and those halls were ill lighted and were full of growling and of monstrous purrings in the dark. All about shone cat's eyes glowing like green lamps, or red or yellow, where Tevildo's thanes sat waving and lashing their beautiful tails. But Tevildo himself sat at their head, and he was a mighty cat, and coal-black and evil to look upon. His eyes were long, and very narrow and slanted, and gleamed both red and green, but his great grey whiskers were as stout and as sharp as needles. His purr was like the roll of drums, and his growl like thunder, but when he yelled in wrath, it turned the blood cold, and indeed small beasts and birds were frozen as to stone, or dropped lifeless, often at the very sound. Now Tevildo, seeing Beren, narrowed his eyes until they seemed to shut, and said, I smell dog. And he took dislike to Beren from the moment. Now Beren had been a lover of hounds in his own wild home. Why, said Tevildo, do ye dare bring such a creature before me, unless perchance it is to make meat of him? But those who led Beren said, Nay, 'twas the word of Melko that let this unhappy elf wear out his life as a catcher of beasts and birds in Tevildo's employ. Then indeed did Tevildo screech in scorn and said, Then in sooth was my lord asleep, or his thoughts were settled elsewhere? For what use, think ye, is a child of the elder to aid the prince of cats and his thanes in the catching of birds or of beasts? As well had ye brought me some clumsy-footed man, for none are there, either of elves or men, that can vie with us in our pursuit. Nonetheless, he set Beren to a test, and he bade him to catch 3 mice, for my hall is infested with them. Said he, this indeed was not true, as might be imagined, yet a certain few that live there, a very wild, evil, and magic kind, that dared to dwell there in dark holes, but they were larger than rats and very fierce, and Tevildo harboured them for his own private sport, and suffered not their numbers to dwindle. 3 days did Beren hunt them, but having nothing wherewith to devise a trap, and indeed he did not lie to Melko, saying he had cunning in such contrivances, he hunted in vain, getting nothing better than a bitten finger for all his labour. But then was Tevildo scornful and in great anger, but Beren got no harm of him or his thanes at that time, because of Melko's bidding, other than a few scratches. Evil, however, were his days thereafter in the dwellings of Tevildo. They made him a scullion, and his days passed miserably in the washing of floors and vessels, in the scrubbing of tables, and the hewing of wood, and the drawing of water. Often too would he be set in the turning of spits, whereupon birds and fat mice were daintily roasted for the cats. Yet seldom did he get food or sleep himself, and he became haggard and unkempt, and wished often that never straying out of Hisalomi, he had not even caught sight of the vision of Tenuviel. Tenuviel is Luthien. So you've got the same story, right? So Tevildo is the start of Sauron.
Yeah.
He's the start of the Sauron character. It's a cat, right? It's not a metaphor. It's a massive cat. Can't stress this enough. Who's keeping Beren, the mighty Beren, prisoner?
That's how he rolls.
Cool stuff. Cool stuff. Now this is great. You wouldn't be known. Now it is to be told to thee, Ariel. This is in this story. The whole thing's been recounted to a guy called Ariel. That in those days, Tevildo had but one trouble in the world. What do you think Tevildo's only trouble was, Steve?
Who's Tevildo again?
The cat.
He's not bothered about the mice. He wants to keep them there.
Exactly. He's not bothered about mice. What is he bothered about?
Dogs.
The kindred of dogs. Many indeed of these were neither friends nor foes of the cats, for they had become subject to Melko and were as savage and as cruel as any of his animals. Indeed, for the most cruel and most savage, he bred the race of wolves, and they were very dear indeed to him. Was it not the great grey wolf Karkaras Knifefang, father of wolves, who guarded the gates of Angmandi in those days, and long had done so? Many there were, however, who would neither bow to Melko nor live wholly in fear of him, but dwelt either in the dwellings of men and guarded them from much evil that had otherwise befallen them, or roamed the woods of Somale, or passing the mountainous places fared even at times into the region of Artenor and the lands beyond and to the south, did ever any of these view Tevildo or any of his thanes or subjects, then there was a great baying and a mighty chase, and albeit seldom was any cat slain by reason of their skill in climbing and in hiding, and because of the protecting might of Melko, yet was great enmity between them. And some of those hounds were held in dread among the cats. None, however, did Tevildo fear, for he was as strong as any among them, and more agile and more swift, save only than Huan, captain of dogs. So swift was, yeah, it's him again. It's the big dog. So swift was Huan that on a time he had tasted the fur of Tevildo, and though Tevildo had paid him for that with a gash from his great claws, yet was the pride of the Prince of Cats unappeased, and he lusted to do great harm to Huan of the dogs. So then I'm skipping ahead here to just keep this cat centric, and then Tenuvia was going, right, Luthien's going, right, I need to save that Beren dude. So this is her again, like in the first one, returning to save Beren from the dungeons of the necromancer of Sauron, who in this case is a massive cat. So saying, Umuyan, I don't know who that is. It's one of Tevildo's servants, yawned mightily and stretched himself before he led her along that terrace to an open space where upon a wide couch of baking stones lay the horrible form of Tevildo himself, and both his evil eyes were shut. Going up to him, the door cat Umuyan spoke in his ear softly, saying, A maiden awaits thy pleasure, my lord, who hath news of importance to deliver to thee, nor would she take my refusal. Then did Tevildo angrily lash his tail, half opening an eye. What is it? Be swift, said he, for this is no hour to come desiring the audience of Tevildo, Prince of Cats. Nay, lord, said Tenuviel, trembling, be not angry, nor do I think that thou wilt when thou hearest. Yet is the matter such that it were better not even whispered here where the breezes blow. And Tenuviel cast a glance, as if it were of apprehension, towards the woods. Nay, get thee gone, said Tevildo. Thou smellest of dog, and what news of good ever came to a cat from a fairy that had dealings with the dogs? Why, sir, thy smell of dogs is no matter of wonder, for I have just escaped from one, and it is indeed of a certain very mighty dog, whose name thou knowest I would speak. Then up sat Tevildo and opened his eyes, and he looked all about him and stretched 3 times, and at last bade the door-cat lead Tenuviel within, and Umuyan caught her upon his back as before. Now was Tenuviel in the sorest dread, for having gained what she desired, a chance of entering Tevildo's stronghold, and maybe of discovering whether Beren was there. She had no plan more, and she would have fled. Yet now do those cats begin to ascend the terraces towards the castle, and one leap does Umuyan make, bearing Tenuviel upwards, and then another, and at a third he stumbled, so that Tenuviel cried out in fear, and Tevildo said, What ails thee, Umuyan, thou clumsy foot? Is it time that thou left my employ, if age creeps on thee so swiftly? Bit of a bastard, this cat. But Umuyan said, Nay, lord, I know what it is, but a mist is before mine eyes, and my head is heavy. And he staggered as one drunk, so that Tenuviel slid from his back. And thereupon he laid him down as if in a dead sleep. But Tevildo was wroth, and seized Tenuviel, and none too gently, and himself bore her to the gates. Then with a mighty leap he sprang within, and bidding that maiden alight, he set up a yell that echoed fearsomely in the dark ways and passages. Forthwith they hastened to him from within, and some he bid descend to Umuyan, and bind him and cast him from the rocks on the northern side where they fall most sheer, for he is of no use more to me. And he said, For age has robbed him of his sureness of foot. Then Tenuviel quaked to hear the ruthlessness of this beast. But even as he spake, he himself yawned and stumbled, as with a sudden drowsiness. Then he bade others to lead Tenuviel away to a certain chamber within, and that was the one where Tevildo was accustomed to sit at meat with his greatest thanes. It was full of bones and smelt evilly. No windows were there but one door, but a hatchway gave it from upon the great kitchens, and a red light crept thence and dimly lit the place. Now so adread was Tenuviel, when those catfolk left her, she stood a moment unable to stir, but soon becoming used to the darkness, she looked about, and espying the hatchway that had a wide sill, she sprang thereto, for it was not over high, and she was a nimble elf. Now gazing therefore, for it was ajar, she saw the wide vaulted kitchens and the great fires that burnt there, and those that toiled away within, and most were cats. But behold, there by a great fire stooped Beren, and when he was grimed with labour, and Tenuviel sat and wept, but as yet dared nothing. Indeed, even as she sat, the harsh voice of Tevildo sounded suddenly within that chamber. Nay, where then in Melko's name has that mad elf fled? and Snuviel, hearing, shrank against the wall. But Tevildo caught sight of her where she was perched and cried, "Then the little bird sings not any more. Come down, or I must fetch thee. For behold, I will not encourage the elves to seek audience with me in mockery." Then, partly in fear, and part in hope that her clear voice might carry even to Beren, Tanuviel began suddenly to speak very loud, and to tell her tale so the chambers rang. "But hush, dear maiden," said Tevildo. "If the matter was secret without, it is not one excuse me, for bawling within." Then said Tanuviel, "Speak not thus to me, O cat, mighty lord of cats thou be, for am I not Tanuviel, princess of fairies, that have stepped out of my way to do thee a pleasure?" Now at these words, and she had shouted them even louder than before, a great crash was heard in the kitchens, as of a number of vessels of metal and earthenware let suddenly fall. But Tevildo snarled, "There trippeth that fool, Beren the elf. Melko rid me of such folk." But Tanuviel, guessing that Beren had heard and been smitten with astonishment, put aside her fears and repented her daring no longer. Tevildo none the less was very wroth at her haughty words, and had he not been minded first to discover what good he might get from her table, it had fared ill with Tanuviel straight away. Indeed, from that moment was she in great peril, for Melko and all his vassals held Tynwelint and his folk as outlaws, and great was their joy to ensnare them and cruelly entreat them, so that much favour would Tevildo have gained had he taken Tanuviel before his lord. Indeed, so soon as she named herself, this did he purpose to do with his own business had been done. But of a truth his wits were drowsed that day, and he forgot to marvel more why Tanuviel sat perched upon the sill of the hatchway, nor did he think more of Beren, for his mind was bent only to the tale Tanuviel bore to him. "Wherefore," said he, disassembling his evil mood, "nay, lady, be not angry, but come. Delay whetteth my desire. What is it thou hast for my ears, for they twitch already?" But Tanuviel said, "There is a great beast, rude and violent, and his name is Huan." And at that name Tevildo's back curved, and his hair bristled and cracked, and the light of his eyes was red. "And," she went on, "it seems to me a shame that such a brute be suffered to infest the woods so nigh, even to the abode of the powerful Prince of Cats, my lord Tevildo." But Tevildo said, "Nor is he suffered, and cometh never there save by stealth." "Howso that may be," said Snuviel, "there he is now, yet methinks that at last may his life be brought utterly to an end. For lo, as I was going through the woods, I saw where a great animal lay upon the ground, moaning as in sickness, and behold, it was Huan, and some evil spell or malady had him in his grip, and still he lies helpless in a dale, not a mile westward in the woods from this hall. Now with this perhaps I would not have troubled your ears, had not the brute, when I approached to succour him, snarled upon me and essayed to bite me, and me seems that such a creature deserves whatever comes to him." Now all this that Tanuviel spoke was a great lie, in whose devising Huan had guided her, and maidens of the elder are not wont to fashion lies. Yet I have never heard that any of the elder blamed her therein, nor Beren afterward, and neither do I, for Tevildo was an evil cat, and Melko the wickedest of all beings, and Tanuviel was in dire peril at their hands. Tevildo, however, himself a great and skilled liar, was so deeply versed in the lies and subtleties of all the beasts and creatures, that he seldom knew whether to believe what was said to him or not, and was wont to disbelieve all things, save those he wished to believe true. And so was he often deceived by the more honest. Now the story of Huan and his helplessness so pleased him that he was fain to believe it true, and determined at least to test it. Yet at first he feigned indifference, saying this was but a small matter for such secrecy, and might have been spoken outside without further ado. But Tanuviel said she had not thought that Tevildo, Prince of Cats, needed to learn that the ears of Huan heard the slightest sounds a league away, and the voice of a cat further than anywhere else. Now therefore Tevildo sought to discover from Tanuviel, under pretence of mistrusting her tale, where exactly Huan might be found, but she made only vague answers, seeing in this her only hope of escaping from the castle, and at length Tevildo, overcome by curiosity, which, I don't know if you heard, Steve, killed the cat.
It did.
And threatening evil things as if she should prove false, summoned two of his thanes to him, and one was Oikaroi, a fierce and warlike cat. Then did the three set out with Tanuviel from that place, but Tanuviel take off her magic garment of black and folded it, so that for all its size and density it appeared no more than the smallest kerchief, for so she was able. And thus was she borne down the terraces upon the back of Oikaroi without mishap, and no drowsiness assailed her bearer. Now crept they through the woods in the direction she had named, and soon does Tevildo smell dog, and bristles and lashes his great tail. But after he climbs a lofty tree, and looks down from thence into that dale that Tanuviel had shown them, There he does indeed see the great form of Huan lying prostrate, groaning and moaning, and he comes down in much glee and haste. And indeed, in his eagerness, he forgets Tanuviel, who now, in great fear for Huan, lies hidden in a bank of fern. The design of Tevildo and his two companions was to enter that dale silently from different quarters, and so come all suddenly upon Huan unawares and slay him, or if you were too stricken to make fight, to make sport of him and torment him. This did they now, but even as they leapt out upon him, Huan sprung up in the air with a mighty baying, and his jaws closed on the back close to the neck of that cat Oikeroi, and Oikeroi died, but the other Thane fled, howling up a great tree, and so was Tevildo left alone face to face with Huan, and such an encounter was not much to his mind, yet was Huan upon him too swiftly for flight, and they fought fiercely in the glade, and the noise that Tevildo made was very hideous. So bear in mind what you're now getting is Huan fighting Tevildo, who previously, in the previous version, Huan fights Sauron, because this is Sauron.
Yep.
It's just, as ever, remember, he's a cat. But at length, Huan had him by the throat, and that cat might well have perished had not his claws, as he struck out, blindly pierced Huan's eye. Then did Huan give tongue, and Tevildo, screeching fearsomely, got himself loose with a great wrench, and leapt up a tall and smooth tree that stood by, even as his companion had done. Despite his grievous hurt, Huan now leaps beneath that tree, baying mightily, and Tevildo curses him and casts evil words upon him from above. Then said Huan, "Lo, Tevildo, these are the words of Huan, whom thou thoughtest to catch and slay, helpless as the miserable mice it is thy wont to hunt. Stay forever up thy lonely tree, and bleed to death of thy wounds, or come down and feel again my teeth. But if neither are to thy liking, then tell me, where is Tanuviel, princess of fairies, and Beren, son of Egnor, for these are my friends. Now these shall be set as ransom against thee, though it be valuing thee far over thy worth. As for that cursed elf, she lies whimpering in the ferns yonder, as my ears mistake not," said Tevildo, "and Beren, methinks, is being soundly scratched by Meowle, which I think Meowle, is meant to sound like meow, right? I think it's rare that you get Tolkien just putting puns in, but I think Meowle is meant to be Meowle, which I enjoy. My cook in the kitchens of my castle for his clumsiness there an hour ago. Then let be given to me in safety, said Huan, and thou mayest return thyself to thy halls, and lick thyself unharmed. Of a surety my thane who is here with me shall fetch them for thee, said Tevildo. But growled Huan, aye, and fetch also all thy tribe, and the hosts of the orcs and the plagues of Melko. Nay, I am no fool. Rather thou shalt give Tanuviel a token, and she shall fetch Beren, or thou shalt stay here if thou likest, not the other way. Then was Tevildo forced to cast down his golden collar, a token no cat dare dishonour. But Huan said, nay, more yet is needed, for there will arouse all thy folk to seek thee. And this Tevildo knew, and had hoped. So it was that in the end weariness and hunger and fear prevailed upon that proud cat, a prince of the service of Melko, to reveal the secret of the cats, and the spell that Melko entrusted to him, and those that were words of magic, whereby the stones of his evil house were held together, and whereby he held all the beasts of the catfolk under his sway, filling them with an evil power beyond their nature. For long it had been said that Tevildo was an evil fae in beast-like shape. When therefore he had told Huan, Huan laughed till the woods rang, for he knew that the days of the power of the cats were over. Bit goes on. This indeed they rued afterwards when Tevildo returned home, followed by his trembling comrade. For Tevildo's wrath was terrible, and he lashed his tail, and dealt blows at all who stood nigh. But Huan of the dogs, though it might seem a folly, when Beren and Tanuviel came to that glade, had suffered that evil prince to return without further war, but the great collar of gold he had set about his own neck, and at this was Tevildo more angry than all else. For a great magic of strength and power lay therein. Little to Huan's liking was it that Tevildo still lived, but now no longer did he fear the cats, and that tribe has fled before dogs ever since, and the dogs hold them still in scorn since the humbling of Tevildo in the woods nigh Angmandi. And Huan has not done any greater deed. Indeed, afterward Melko heard all, and he cursed Tevildo and his folk and banished them, nor have they since that day had lord or master or any friend, and their voices wail and screech for their hearts are very lonely and bitter and full of loss, yet there is only darkness therein and no kindliness.
There you go.
I don't think Tolkien likes cats.
No.
I just love that ending. As a result of his story, he's saying, and if you're wondering, that is why cats have no friends, their voices wail and screech, their hearts are lonely and bitter and full of loss, and there is only darkness therein and no kindliness. It's literally Tolkien saying that's why cats are the way they are. Just amazing stuff, right?
He definitely doesn't like cats.
I don't really like cats.
No.
But I think that's awesome. Right, so that's
good.
the first.
I've never heard
version.
any of that before.
Well, exactly, Steve. That's why we're here, right?
Yeah, man.
That's the first version of Beren and Luthien, or that part of it. So you have the same story of Beren being captured, held in the dungeons, effectively, of Morgoth's great servant. But in this case, it's Tevildo. So there is no Sauron, but it's Tevildo, the Lord of Cats, who's a massive, massive cat. Which I just think is awesome. And it's just kind of cool and shows a completely different take on the whole legendarium, really, you know, and how it developed. As I said, that version is the first version of the story. That's from about 1925. Done the last version, done the first version. We have one to go, and I'm going to go and get a drink, and I'll be with you. All right.
All right. I'm making some excellent progress on my goblins. I'm going to just do these last base coats of metal, and then while Damien's gone, I'll see what you guys are saying. Just bear with me a second. I kind of feel like I'm on a bit of a roll. You know what I mean? Two more. I might give these guys a bit of a run out, seeing as I'm putting the effort in. Right. What are we up to? Joe Achilles says, for example, getting caught in a pickle refers to American baseball when a base runner is stuck between two bases and fielders have the ball and chase him down. Nice 8 hours small like a pro. Well done. Cheers, buddy. I think Damien's already spoke these, isn't he? Where are we up to? Can you hear me?
Hello.
I think I've just repeated some comments that you'd already read. Can you remember where you read up to?
Calman Steele's right. Halbrand theme from Rings of Power is genuinely beautiful. And then Gillian Hammond flavouring red hair, Bilbo's party. The post-teen spirit. I got the audiobook in summer and listened through on car journeys. It took a while to get into, but paid off eventually. Had to rewind a few times. I lost the thread. That's about Silmarillion. Sam says, really enjoyed Glaurung's part in it all. It's a big bad dragon. Fred Schultz, the Ring of Barahir. So Gandalf thinks he's found Isildur's heir. He is a fool. The line was broken years ago. Cracking quote. Fred Schultz is like, wow, the Lord of Werewolves. Josh Crosby cheering Sauron on. Yes, Sauron has snared them all. Larry, how do you pick what you're going to say if you only get to speak thrice? Yeah, it's tricky. James Wilson, so basically Sauron and Finrod had a rap battle. Yes, it's all about song. And James Wilson says the Hound is pronounced Huan. Was that what I was saying? Huan? I think that's what I was saying by the end, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, fine. Yeah, I found where you are. Yeah.
The Hound, Huan, indeed. Fred Schultz. Oh no, the Rod has deathed.
Rod has deathed.
What does that mean?
Oh, what the hell?
George Kaufman, there's a band called Clamavi de Profundus that puts the Battle of Sauron and Finrod to song. Worth a listen. That sounds cool. Sam says, believe the YouTuber term these days is unalived.
Oh, that's to do with words that get flagged up by YouTube. You know, if you use the word death or dead or killed, or apparently they get flagged up. So they use different kind of words. Like instead of saying, "Oh, he got killed," they say,
Yeah,
"Oh,
yeah, sure.
Yeah.
It's the same way you don't sell swords online, do you? Sort of like pointy staff, whatever. But what's that to do with though? The rod has death. I don't.
Yeah, I've done all right there. I think I'm done painting for tonight because my eyes are starting to get a little bit foggy.
Oh, I've got one more bedtime story for you. You can relax in
I'm gonna relax and eat some mint aero balls.
Larry thinks it's a Frankenstein. Gary George, so much brilliant stuff in the Book of Lost Tales. I love it. That's very cool. And then we're on to like the dog content, which I think I'll come back to after the next bit. We're good.
Yeah.
So he's written that. That's his first version of the story that he writes in 1925, and then he completely reconceives the story. All right.
I do.
He decides that that's not what he wants this story to be, the story of Tanuville. He wants it to be in song, and he conceives this massive poem about the story of Tanuville, and he calls it, and you will have heard this, the Lay of Lathian. And that's what Aragorn sings. So you know Aragorn's singing in the Midgewater Marshes, and he sings the Lay of Lethian. Yeah, he's singing Tolkien's story. So Tolkien then starts writing this next version of it. And this is about 5 years later, about 1931, and he starts putting the whole thing basically to song. Okay, and this is the sort of thing. This isn't in the Silmarillion because he never finishes it. So if you read the Silmarillion, you thought that was too wordy and too long. It's not in that, but he starts trying to do it. And it eventually got published for the first time in this book, the Lays of Beleriand, which is volume 3 of the History of Middle Earth. And he doesn't complete it, but he gets a long way through it. And so for the third and final version, I'm going to give you how Tolkien wanted this story to be told originally. All right?
Yeah,
Are you ready? This is our Halloween fireside story.
I'm settled in now. I'm settled in.
And we're now back with no cat. Tevildo's gone. Cat's gone, and we are now. I believe we're now in the realm of Thu, the necromancer. So we're somewhere. Tevildo is no longer a cat. He's a spirit, but he's called Thu instead of being called Sauron. All right. Hark how they sudden twang and slang when Felagond let forth a cry, and 12 orcs sudden fall and die. Then forth they leap, casting their bows, out their bright swords, and swift their blows. Their stricken orcs now shriek and yell, as lost things deep in lightless hell. Battle there is beneath the trees, bitter and swift, but no orc flees. They're left their lives, that wandering band, and stain no more the sorrowing land, with rape and murder, yet no song of joy, of triumph over wrong. The elves there sang in peril sore, there were for never alone to war. So small an orc band went, they knew. Swiftly the raiment off they drew, and cast the corpses in a pit. This deathful council had a wit, a Felagund for them devised, as orcs his comrades he disguised. So remember the first story? This is Felagund disguising the elves as orcs again, but through the manner of song. The poisoned spears, the bows of horn, the crooked swords their foes had borne, they took, and loathing each him clad in Angbang's rainland foul and sad. They smeared their hands and faces fair with pigment dark, the matted hair, all lank and black from goblin head. They shore and joined it thread by thread, with gnomish skill as each one leers, at each dismayed about his ears. He hangs it noisome, shuddering. Then Fulagund a spell did sing of changing and of shifting shape. Their ears grew hideous and agape. Their mouths did start, and like a fang, each tooth became as slow he sang. Their gnomish raiment then they hid, and one by one behind him slid, behind a foul and goblin thing that once was elven fair and king. Northward they went, and orcs they met, who passed, nor did their going let, but hailed them in greeting, and more bold they grew as past the long mise rolled. At length they came with weary feet, beyond Beleriand they found the fleet, young waters rippling silver pale, of Syrian hurrying through that vale, where Tana Thuin, deadly night, the trackless forest pine-clad height, falls dark forbidding slowly down. Upon the east, while westward frown the northward bending mountains grey, and bar the westering light of day. An eyelid hill there stood alone, amid the valley like a stone, rolled from the distant mountains vast, when giants in tumult hurtled past. Around its feet the river looped, a stream divided that had scooped the hanging edges into caves. There briefly shuddered Syrian's waves, and ran to other shores more clean. An elven watchtower it had been, and strong it was, and still was fair, but now did grim with menace stare. One way to pale Beleriand, the other to that mournful land, beyond the valley's northern mouth, thence could be glimpsed the fields of drouth, the dusty dunes, the desert wide, and further far could be descried the brooding cloud that hangs and lowers on Thangorodrim's thunderous towers. Now in that hill was the abode of one most evil, and the road that from Beleriand thither came, he watched with sleepless eyes of flame. From the north there led no other way, save east where the gorge of Aglon lay, and that dark path of hurrying dread, with only in need the orcs would tread, through deadly nightshades, awful gloom, where Town Afuan branches loom, and Aglon led to Doriath, and Feanor's sons watched o'er that path. Men called him Thu, and as a god, in after days beneath his rod, bewildered bowed to him and made his ghastly temples in the shade, not yet by men enthralled adored. Now he was Morgoth's mightiest lord, master of wolves, whose shivering howl for ever echoed in the hills and foul. Enchantments and dark sigildry did weave and wield in glamoury. That necromancer held his hosts of phantoms and of wandering ghosts, of myths begotten or spell wronged, monsters that about him thronged, working his bidding dark and vile, the werewolves of the Wizard's Isle. And we skip on. So then the elves are pulled up in front of Sauron, and he's like, tell me who you are, just like it's in the first story. And they're like, no, mate. Because he tries to get them to basically blaspheme against the Valar, right? Whom do you serve, light or murk? Who is the maker of mightiest work? Who is the king of earthly kings, the greatest giver of gold and rings? Who is the master of the wide earth, who despoiled them of their mirth? The greedy gods repeat your vows. Orcs of Balglir, do not bend your brows. Death to light, to law, to love. Cursed be moon and stars above. May darkness everlasting old, that waits outside in surges cold, drown Manwë, Vardar, and the sun. May all in hatred be begun, and all in evil ended be, in the moaning of the endless sea. But no true man or elf yet free would ever speak that blasphemy. And Beren muttered, who is Thu, to hinder work that is to do? Him we serve not, nor to him owe obeisance, and now we would go. Thu laughed, patience not very long. Shall ye abide but first a song? I will sing to thee, to you, to ears intent. Then his flaming eyes he on them bent, and darkness black round them all. Only they saw as through a pall of eddying smoke those eyes profound, in which their senses choked and drowned. He chanted a song of wizardry, of piercing, opening, of treachery, revealing, uncovering, betraying. Then sudden Felagund there swaying, sang in answer a song of staying, resisting, battling against power, of secrets kept, strength like a tower, and trust unbroken, freedom escape, of changing and of shifting shape, of snares eluded, broken traps, the prison opening, the chain that snaps. Backwards and forwards swayed their song, reeling and foundering as ever more strong. Thu's chanting swelled, Felagund fought, and all the magic and might he brought, of elfiness into his words. Softly in the gloom they heard the birds, singing afar in Nargothrond, the sighing of the sea beyond the western world on sand of pearls in Elven land. Then the gloom gathered, darkness growing, in Valinor the red blood flowing, beside the sea where the gnomes slew, the foam riders and stealing drew, their white ships with their white sails, from lamplit havens the wind wails, the wolf howls, the ravens flee, the ice matters in the mouth of the sea. The captives sad, in Angband mourn, thunder rumbles, the fires burn, a vast smoke gushes out a roar, and Felagund swoons on the floor. It's their rap battle. But he loses. Behold, they are in their own fair shape, fair-skinned, bright-eyed, no longer gape, orc-like their mouths, and now they stand, betrayed into the wizard's hand. Thus came they unhappy into woe, to dungeon no hope or glimmer no, where chained in chains that eat the flesh, and woven in webs of strangling mesh, they lay forgotten in despair. Yet not all unavailing were the spells of Felagund for Thu, neither their names nor purpose knew. These much he pondered and bethought, and in their woeful chains them sought, and threatened all with dreadful death, if one would not with traitor's breath reveal this knowledge. Wolves should come, and slow devour them, one by one, before the others' eyes, and last, should one alone be left aghast, then in a place of horror hung, with anguish should his limbs be wrung, in the bowels of the earth be slow, endlessly cruelly put to woe, and torment till all he declared, even as he threatened, so it feared. From time to time in the eyeless dark, two eyes would grow, and they would hark to frightful cries, and then a sound of rending, a slavering on the ground, but blood flowing they would smell, but none would yield, and none would tell. So that's them being kept in the dungeons, being eaten one by werewolves. Then we have our standard skip over the bit where Luthien decides to save everyone.
Yeah.
Comes back. In Wizard's Isle still lay forgot, enmeshed and tortured in that grot, cold, evil, doorless, without light, and blank-eyed stared at endless night. Two comrades, now alone there were, the others lived no more, but bare. Their broken bones would lie and tell how 10 had served their master well. The slow time, so this is Felagund and Beren, the only ones left. The slow time passed, then in the gloom, two eyes there glowed. He saw his doom. Beren silent as his bonds he strained, beyond mortal might enchained. Lo, sudden there was rending sound of chains that parted and unwound, of meshes broken. Forth there leaped upon the wolvish thing that crept in shadow, faithful Felagund. Careless of fang or venomed wound, there in the dark they wrestled slow, remorseless snarling to and fro, teeth in flesh, gripe on throat, fingers locked in shaggy coat. Spurning Beren, who there lying, heard the werewolf gasping, dying. Then a voice he heard, farewell. On earth I need no longer dwell. Friend and comrade, Beren bold, my heart is burst, my limbs are cold. Here all my power I have spent, to break my bonds and dreadful rent of poisoned teeth is in my breast. I now must go to my long rest. Neath timber renting in timeless halls, where drink the gods, where the light falls upon the shining sea, thus died the king, as elvish singers yet do sing. There Beren lies, his grief no tear, his despair no horror, has no fear, waiting for footsteps, a voice for doom, silences profounder than the tomb of long forgotten kings neath years, and sangs uncounted, laid on biers, and buried everlasting deep, slow and unbroken round him creep. He starts singing, as he does.
Like you do.
Like he does.
Middle of a fight, yeah.
Yeah. Luthien comes in, hears him singing. Huan, Huan, I hear a song, far underwelling, but far strong, a song that Beren bore aloft. I hear his voice, I have heard it oft, in dream and wandering, whispering low. Thus Luthien spake on the bridge of woe, in mantle wrapped at dead of night. She sang and sat, and to its height, and to the depth of Wizard's Isle, rock upon rock and pile upon pile, trembling, echoed. The werewolves howled, and Huan hidden lay and growled, watching, listening in the dark, waiting for battle, cruel and stark. Thu heard that voice and suddenly stood, wrapped in his cloak and sable hood. In his high tower he listened long, and smiled and knew that elvish song. A little Luthien what brought the foolish fly to web unsought. Morgoth a great and rich reward, to me thou wilt owe when to thy hoard this jewel is added. Down he went, and forth his messengers he sent. Still Luthien sang, a creeping shape, with blood-red tongue and jaws agape, stole on the bridge, but she sang on, with trembling limbs and wide eyes wan. The creeping shape leapt to her side, and gasped, and sudden fell and died. And still they came, still one by one, and each was seized, and then were none. Returned with padding feet to tell that a shadow lurketh fierce and fell at the bridge's end, and though below, the shattering waters loathing flow. Over the grey corpses Huan killed, a mightier shadow slowly filled the narrow bridge, a slavering hate, an awful werewolf fierce and great, pale Draugluin, the old grey lord, of wolves and beasts of blood abhorred, that fed on flesh of man and elf, beneath the chair of Thu himself. No more in silence did they fight, howling and baying smote the night, till back by chair where he had fed, to die the werewolf yammering fled. Huan is there, he gasped and died, but Thu was filled with wrath and pride. Before the mightiest he shall fall, before the mightiest wolf of all. So thought he now, and thought he knew, how fate long spoken should come true, Now there came slowly forth and glared into the night a shape long-haired, dank with poison, with awful eyes, wolvish, ravenous, but there lies a light therein more cool and dread than ever wolvish eyes have fed. More huge were its limbs, its jaws more wide, its fangs more gleaming sharp and dyed, with venom, torment, and with death. The deadly vapour of its breath swept on before it swooning dies. The song of Luthien and her eyes are dimmed and darkened with a fear, cold and poisonous, dread and fear. Thus came Thu as wolf more great than ever was seen from Angbang's gate, to the burning south than ever lurked in mortal lands or Mordor worked. Sudden he sprang, and Huan leaped aside in shadow, on he swept. It's leapt, isn't it? To Luthien lying, swooning faint, to her drowning senses came the taint of his foul breathing, and she stirred. Dizzily she spoke a whispered word. Her mantle brushed across his face. He stumbled, staggering in his pace. Out leapt Huan, back he sprang. Beneath the stars their shuddering rang, the cry of hunting wolves at bay, the tongue of hounds that fearless slay. Backward and forth they leapt and ran, fainting to flee, and round they span, and bit and grappled and fell and rose. Then suddenly Huan holds and throws his ghastly foe, his throat he rends, choking his life, not so it ends. From shape to shape, from wolf to worm, from monster to his own demon form, Thu changes, but that desperate grip he cannot shake, nor from it slip. No wizardry, nor spill, nor dart, nor
Excuse you.
no fang, nor venom, nor devil's art could harm that hound that hart and boar had hunted once in Valinor. Neither foul spirit Morgoth made, and bred of evil shuddering strayed from its dark house when Luthien rose, and shivering look upon his throes. O demon dark, O phantom wile, of foulness wrought, of lies and guile, here shalt that die thy spirit roam, quaking back to thy master's home. His score and fury to endure, thee he will in the bowels immure of groaning earth, and in a hole everlastingly thy naked soul shall wail and gibber. This shall be, unless the keys they render me of thy black fortress, and the spell that bind the stone to stone thou tell, and speak the words of opening. With gasping breath and shuddering he spake and yielded as he must, and vanquished betrayed his master's trust. Lo, by the bridge a gleam of light, like stars descended from the night, to burn and tremble here below. Their wide her arms did Luthien throw, and called aloud with voices clear, as still at whiles may mortal hear. Long elvish trumpets over the hill echo when all the world is still. The dawn peered over mountains wan, their grey heads silent looked thereon. The hill trembled and the citadel crumbled, and all its towers fell. The rocks yawned and the bridge broke, and Syrian spummed in sun smoke. Spumed. Like ghosts the owls were flying seen, hooting in the dawn, and bats unclean went skimming dark through the cold airs, shrieking thinly to find new lairs. In deadly nightshades branches dread, the wolves whimpering and yammering fled, like dusky shadows out there creep, pale forms and ragged as from sleep, crawling and shielding blinded eyes, the captives in fear and in surprise, from dolor long in clinging night, beyond all hope set free to light. A vampire shape with pinions vast, screeching leapt from the ground and past, its dark blood dripping on the trees, and Huam neath him lifeless seas. A wolvish corpse, for Thu had flown to Tarn Afuin a new throne, and darker stronghold there to build. Happy Halloween.
It's very good, that, mate. I enjoyed it.
So that, right, that's what Tolkien wanted. And he wrote that, and that's a tiny section of it, and he wrote the whole thing in prose. And it, you know, that first thing you read, the kind of 4 pages in here, that's what he, I mean, even that didn't get published in his lifetime, but that's what he kind of settled on because he was writing this insanely complex song of the entire story of Beren and Luthien is told like that. And do you know what? I think it's bloody brilliant. It's the sort of thing that I used to, I don't know how you feel with that, and that was, I don't know, I may have murdered it, but like,
so it was good. That was it. Yeah, I think it was good.
I used to, you know, people always say they ignore the songs in Lord of the Rings and stuff, and I think you might do, but that whole story can be read. The entire tale of Beren and Luthien can be read in kind of poetry form. And if I listened to an audiobook at one point, and it brought it to life for me. When you're just trying to read it, if you're just reading it off the page, I could never get into it. But then when I heard it read aloud, with the tone and the lilt and everything. And I just think it's magnificent. And like I think a lot of people who are fans of Tolkien don't know he did that.
Yeah.
You know, they don't know that they knew he wrote prose and all that, but they don't know he also made this kind of epic song saga kind of thing of Beren and Luthien. But I thought that was kind of, hopefully, not only is it full of werewolves and cats and ghosts and wolves, very, very Halloweeny. I thought also the idea that you can see, if you've read the Silmarillion, you get kind of 4 pages, and then you can go right back to the Book of Lost Tales and see a completely different version of that same story with this cool character, Tevildo, Prince of Cats, who's a kind of forgotten part of the Legendarium. And then, should you wish to, in the Lays of Beleriand, you can read as it's not all there because he never finished it. But you can read the same story of Beren and Luthien in that kind of, the whole thing in that poetry form. And I think it's magnificent. And these days, if you do like that, if you are interested, Christopher Tolkien published this. So this Beren and Luthien book basically contains all those bits of Beren and Luthien, like together.
I bought that. Or did I buy it, or someone bought it before Christmas? Maybe when it came out, and I've never even picked it up.
So what it is basically is the Beren and Luthien bits from these. So it's like it's not, and so it's nothing new, and he's not claiming it's anything new. But rather than having to go through those, it's like this is the whole story of Beren and Luthien. So you can read it in a kind of, you basically read the story 3 times, but you do what I've done, but for the whole story, not just for that one section. And it tells the story of Beren and Luthien, like the original version from the Lost Tales. Then you get the whole lay of Lethien, and Chris Tolkien has done his very best to complete it. So you do in this, I don't know if I can say it, that you get like just the whole thing laid out as a song.
Yeah.
You see what I mean? So it's not like the editorial intrusion. He's tried to kind of complete the whole work and tie it together as best he could. And if you get that, and I recommend like maybe getting the audiobook for that and listening to the whole thing through, I think it's just wonderful. And I think it's some of the best stuff that Tolkien ever did. But it's just buried in the histories, and a lot of people don't even know it exists.
Yeah.
So that, my friend, is my Halloweeny deep dive.
Well done, mate. It was good, that. I enjoyed it.
I hope you enjoyed it. Oh, I can't hear you clapping. Wonderful. I saw it.
It's weird, isn't it?
We got to...
I've earmarked it. So Frederick says, will we hear of Thringwethil? Is it? And then Larry Miller says, a Frankenstein? ? Gary George, so much brilliant stuff in the Book of Lost Tales. I love it. The prof was definitely a dog person, says Fohammer. He definitely was. Didn't like cats. Dark magic mice, crazy
Easily
stuff, says
better.
Frederick. Rich Slammer says, I'm glad Tolkien didn't keep this stuff in the Silmarillion. Cats and dogs was very cliche. Was Tevildo sleeping on a platform in the corner of the room beside a scratching post? Asked Sam. And Larry says, Meowle made me laugh. You have earned your like. Sean Clark says, Meowle, as if that was the only immersion breaker in the story. Frederick says, age of cats is over, the time of dogs has come. That dog is the worst, says Josh Crosby. Tolkien throwing a lot of shade at cats, says Rich Clammer.
Bear in mind as well, right? This isn't published. When he's doing this, right? He hasn't written The Hobbit. He's not famous. This is him ranting.
Yeah, he's just looking out the window. He's looking out the window at cats messing in his garden.
It's just him yelling, scribbling into his journals in 1925 about how much he hates cats. That's what's happening. It's amazing.
Frederick says, wow, so much anti-cat racism. Hashtag cats are people too. Hashtag stop the hate. Mildson sounds pretty accurate for cats, to be honest. Cats are funny creatures. Sam says, wonder if the gold collar is the beginning of the ring, since Sauron's original character was most upset about losing it.
There's a connection there. Yeah. Maybe, yeah.
Battle Games Middle-earth, newfound respect for Tolkien. Who knew? Line was so anti-cat. Yes, Harry, dog solidarity, says Matt. Frederick says, fun fact. Excuse me. The original version, Boromir and Faramir were a dog and a cat, and Denethor was the professor. That is good.
Oh, sorry.
Tom W,
Oh.
absolutely love that deep dive, Damien. Thanks for doing the research. Big fan of Huan.
Cheers, man.
Finrod was the rod, says Sam.
Oh, I see. So when you said the rod has death, he was saying Finrod. Yeah.
Yeah, Finrod, the rod.
Oh, sorry. That was the other thing that I just wanted to tie that into. That now, if you have seen Rings of Power, let's not debate Rings of Power, but if you've seen it, hopefully there's a bit more context for Finrod and who he was, and that he was, you know, everyone was really excited when they cast Finrod in the Rings of Power. It's like, oh, you can see Finrod, and then he just dies.
Yeah.
Like, oh, where he's actually a massive, massive part of the mythology. Saves Beren, and of course, from Beren and Luthien come, I don't know, some other characters that you might have heard of.
Yeah. Gazballer, off to bed. Thanks for the stream. Night all. Take care, mate. Sean Clark.
Sorry, mate. You missed one from post from Sam. Finrod, the Great King of Nargothrond, found himself not alive, caused by. Oh, where's it gone?
Where's that?
Just jumped.
Oh, found himself not alive, caused by a being, not a cat. No, that's 1925.
That's so 19. What's that? Finrod, the Great King of Nargothrond, found himself not alive, caused by a being, not a cat. No, that's so. I don't get that. That's obviously a quote or a reference or something. That's so 1925.
So 1925. Larry says, I don't like the songs as I never know what tune to read it in. That's the way. That's why I really struggled with Silmarillion. It's like you're reading it and it's just not. You get to the end of a page and you haven't got a clue what you just read. That's me.
Yeah, well, I get that totally, and I'm like that with it. And I think that's kind of if you're not like, it's very easy to just glaze over it and almost let your eyes roll over it, so that I've read that page and I can move on. And I think you can do that with the songs. Whereas when you hear them, I think it works differently.
Sean Clark, living on a prayer, Larry. You need to hire a barbershop quartet to sing them to you, Larry, says Sam. Cheers, Damien, says Sam. Evening all, says Dwellin. Happy Halloween. How you doing, mate? Gary George, awesome, Damien. Loved it. Harry says, love that, Damien. Thanks for putting that together for us.
Oh, thanks, man.
Round of applause, Damien. That was awesome, says Stephen Ryan. Cheers, Damien. That was cool, says Matt. Going to have to call it there. Cheers for the great stream, says Ryan Cuthbert. Take care, bud. And Boris says, that was pretty great, must admit. I skip over the songs a lot in Lord of the Rings. And also, never got through to Silmarillion, but I might give the audiobook a go. Is the Andy Serkis version good?
I haven't. Fun fact: I haven't read it. I haven't got it yet. I haven't listened to it. It's on my list, but I'm listening to another audiobook at the moment, so I'll definitely get it with my Audible credit. But I don't know. I'm definitely going to get it because I don't know the Silmarillion anywhere near as well as I'd like to, and so if there's a new version, a new way of reading it, I'll always go through it again. So yeah, I really liked his Hobbit and Lord of the Rings, so I'll definitely give it a go.
I'm just going to. I'm just refreshing the Facebook page before we go on to it.
Post seems to it says another little detail was that Finrod was covered in scratches when on his deathbed in Rings of Power. I said that, Stephen.
You did.
I mean, I literally said that. I agree. So I don't know if you popped out, Sam, but I agree with you entirely. I think he's covered in scratches specifically to reference that moment, so that he died in this battle. But anyone who's read the books will go, "Oh no, he's been killed by werewolves." I think that's entirely intentional.
Yeah.
You back?
I'm just trying to sort the Facebook thing out, mate. Cause
James Wilson says, "I wonder if Tolkien wrote to Bilbo to be the opposite of C.S. Lewis's Aslan." Yeah, maybe he's got right. Lewis, you seem to be making a cat quite a big deal. I'm going to make a cat the bastard of the piece. Yeah, maybe. Posting that was me attempting my own prose. What do you mean the previous comment? Don't really. What do you mean? Oh, Matt Hudson, I love the Silmarillion the most, but you have to treat it like a history. Yeah, know the geography, etc., for it not being a big mess log. Audio version of everything else. I agree, and knowing the geography does help. It's so big that having the atlas next to you, having the maps, really, really helps when you're talking about Valinor and you're talking about Numenor and you're talking about the Helcaraxa and the crossing of the grinding ice and all that. Seeing these places really, really does help. Matt Hudson, I love the Silmarillion. Oh, that's the same one. Dwayne Gudgeon, I think this is the Andy Serkis Silmarillion. It's Ace. Sam says it's Chef's Kiss. Richard Clammer, that was an interesting deep dive. Thanks. Might have to read Lost Tales now. Do. Lost Tales is quite accessible. Lost Tales is actually an easier way of reading the Silmarillion, I think. It's all there's a frame narration in this that's lost in the Silmarillion about the guy. I think the guy's from England, but gets stranded on this island, and he goes to the cottage of Lost Play, and he gets told all the stories. There's like a frame narrator of someone actually being told the stories, which is quite good fun. And in the Silmarillion that goes, and it becomes this kind of grander mythic structure. But yeah, well, good. TV has just become unpaused. Quiet you. But yeah.
Right, this is ready to go, mate. It's been a bit weird, but I think it's sorted.
It's Facebook.
The Facebookage.
The Facebooks.
Right, let's see if this works. Yeah, there we go. Cool. So we have got 79 comments.
It's been good. It's been popular. Well, I know maybe it's the Halloween draw of it or whatever, but it's certainly been busier than I thought a Monday night stream would be.
Yeah.
It's all the spookiness out there in the world.
Spookiness. Yeah. I watched the new Exorcist. Seen the new Exorcist yet?
I have not. I don't think I even knew there was a new Exorcist.
Yeah, it's not great, mate.
I can't believe it.
It's not great. It starts off okay, and it just never really gets going.
They should call it the Next Assist.
It's just it's a bit naff. It's a bit naff.
I'm sorry.
Right. Okay. So, are you ready?
I believe so. I've got Frederick Schultz first. Is that what you've got?
Yep.
Cool.
Frederick got a variety of BSIME supplies, some half-finished unharrowed ghosts to green stuff to get spooky on the hobby desk.
He's in.
Yep, line bars, Smarties.
Look at the treats on offer there.
Mm.
He's got definite ghosts. Right, one down, no controversy.
Casbola, Witch King.
Which king?
The King. The Witch King.
He's getting in. Spirit, Ghost.
Yeah.
Oh, look at the foot model. You seen the
It's very cool,
whip?
yeah.
Seen the update?
Very nice. Yeah,
that's awesome.
Nice.
Love
cool.
that. Good work. Airbrush, do you think?
I don't know, Gaz is a bit of a dab hand with the old brush, isn't he? Mark Noon, Forgotten Dungeon Generation Shift bases getting cleaned up this evening. Is that spooky enough?
So these are. I said to him, he said I'm going to do some Generation Shift bases earlier, and I said, "Are they Forgotten Dungeon?" That's Dol Guldur, right? He's doing spooky bases.
Are you letting that in?
I think if you're letting goblins in, we should.
Oh, that's a shocker.
Do you not think?
Goblins are spooky.
Do you not think a haunted castle is spooky?
I mean, it's a floor
of a haunted castle.
You know, I'll let you call it.
I think you should go in. It's Halloween.
I'll let you.
It's Halloween. It's not a record breaker. Come on, let's be nice to the people.
Okay. Dude Blaze on. He's got the Watcher.
It's a monster by your ridiculous rules.
It is a monster. He's in.
Michael Dublay's in.
And we're on Big Telly.
We're on the Big Telly.
Big Jelly.
TV's like going, when's this finish?
Watch how long this takes to read it. For some reason, like when I'm refreshing, it's taking forever, and I'm not sure why. It's also doing that thing as well when I click on an image to make it big, and then I come off it, it goes right back to the top of the thread.
But I'll tell you what, you have still definitely sorted out the thing when you're clicking on them now. I'm looking on YouTube, except for this one potentially, just gone black.
Yeah, that's when I refresh it. That's what keeps.
Oh right, yeah. But when you click on them, it does. They can see them, which I think is really cool.
I'm not going to click on everyone because it's just going to keep doing that every time. It's really annoying. Dead Mile Spectre and Kinder Bueno Brookie Pie for me tonight, says Joel Osman.
Bueno Brookie Pie.
What's a Brookie Pie? Although the snack's now long gone, it was amazing.
You know what a brookie is?
No.
A brookie's like somewhere between a brownie and a cookie. It's like a slightly softer brownie, I would say.
Fair dues.
But I'd never had a brookie pie before. But he gets in with the Dead Marsh Spectre. Very cool.
These snacks are long gone, says Mark. Couldn't find any Halloween snacks, but did find some Christmas biscuits.
I'd be worried if you found though. Did you find them in a shop or did you find them in your cupboard? He's
What's the
getting in there.
model?
Stemar Spectre.
Yeah, he's in.
Big cup of tea, lovely slice of cake.
Yeah,
What
octopus.
a
cup.
night.
James Wilson, not many things spookier in Lord of the Rings than the Nazgul.
Right. People are buying into the theme, man. They're painting
Yeah.
the spooky things.
Loving it.
For Nazgul.
Jake Pollard, working in Isengard Troll. Don't need it, probably won't use it, but it clears the backlog and it's spooky. It's a monster.
Jake Pollard, did you say?
Yeah.
Jake, hang on. I hope I'm not making a terrible mistake here. I'm sure I'm right. Jake, you've joined our patron scheme as well. And I've messaged you asking who you are. You should have had a message on Patreon and to say, can you message me, DM me, so I can add you to the Facebook chat.
Yep.
So if you do that right now, if you do that tonight, we'll add you live on the stream. Thank you for joining the patron screen.
Live. We've got some updates.
Sorry, was he?
Cool. Yeah, he's in.
Before I invite him and then forget to put him on. It's spooky.
Sam Huddy working on some Huskarls. Reason for qualification. Axe murderers, no chance.
Oh, did you see? Hang on, did you see his cookies? He had some updates as well.
Yeah, couldn't help.
He had 5 cookies, and then he's up there. He's finished his troll. He's finished his troll for the night.
Yeah.
How about that, Steve?
Nailed it, mate.
Troll cleaned from the backlog.
Nailed it.
Lovely work. Congratulations, Jake.
Rich Clammer, is this a whole? Is that? Oh, it's nachos. I thought you had like a whole.
Did you miss Sam Huddy?
No, I didn't miss him.
He didn't, but he doesn't get in.
He was trying to fob us off, saying they're axe murderers for not having it.
Is that the first one we're not letting in? We finally found something that doesn't make one of the cut. Sorry, Sam. Feels a bit brutal, if I'm honest.
Rich Clemmer, the pre-stream prep, not much has changed from last time. Got my customary nachos for late dinner to pick up a bottle of Moretti and chocolate from Aldi on the way home tonight.
Let's finish these bats. I've seen them before.
So he's painting bats.
I finished my bats, by the way. Ones I was doing on the last stream. I was quite pleased with those. Good old backlog stream. And he's got an updated pick there.
Yeah.
Still got more layers to do.
Sam Page, a very spooky dragon, going to work on some underbelly scales. It's a monster. He's in.
Oh, that's cool. That's a nice colour, man.
Yeah, I like that. It's that emerald green. Right?
Call that more of a turquoise. Is that's obviously, is that a labour of love for you, that one, dude? That's a cool model to get out and paint just for a stream. Love to see it. Looking really nice, man. Cool.
Yeah.
I like that a lot.
Doug Waters, perfect opportunity to do some more on my Betrayer on Fellbeast conversion.
That's what we like to hear.
Yeah.
Oh, that looks awesome.
It does look cool.
Oh, that's so cool. You do. It's quite rare that you actually see people converting the named ones to go on the Fellbeast, isn't it? Like properly. That looks amazing, man.
It's very good. Stephen Ryan, Ring Wraith on Fellbeast from January's made to order. Hope it counts as I put it aside for Battle Screams in Middle Earth 9 months ago. It definitely counts, my friend.
I think that counts twice, doesn't it? He's got a Ring Wraith.
Yeah, looking quite
which
blue,
is a spirit on top of a monster.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. I like his blue wing membranes and all. And you see that? You got the update pick?
Yeah, I can see it, yeah. I say I'm not clicking on it because it just messes everything up. I don't know what's going on. Don't know whether I need to update maybe my Chrome browser or something. Would that help?
Oh.
Warwick Griggs, the big boy.
That looks fit, mate.
Yeah, it does look very good.
That is a really, really, really nice.
Very good.
I've never painted a barrel because of that. That just doesn't look any fun to paint. He's got like, I don't know if you can see him, but he's got these 2 updates.
Yeah, same here.
Like running down his back. You can see all the kind of like yellow in the gaps. And it's just, it doesn't look enjoyable to paint, but it looks amazing, mate. Well done.
Looks awesome.
Cracking job on that.
Solid. Haskell, Twilight Ruinous on me. eBay purchases from when I first got into the game in 2007. So it feels like they should have their own moment in the sun, or should it be the moon?
Hey,
very cool.
I really like those green packets. Look at those. Have you seen his update where he's just got the 4 ripped open packets?
Yeah.
Price code C.
I tell you.
What a time to be alive.
But it cost about 3.99.
I think they're about £4 on their own. Yeah.
Yeah. Sam Earnshaw, finish up the base on this spooky boy.
Super spooky.
Yeah, I love their models.
Been a bit bad for Sam Huddy at the moment, who's literally the only person who's not got in.
Nick has dug out the spooky pink paint, says Sam.
Oh, you love to see it. What is that?
Can't wait to see this, says Stephen Ryan. There you
go. Spooky witch. Oh my god.
Sam.
That is a thing of beauty.
Amazing. Looks like Professor Umbridge.
Oh, it does, yeah.
Gaetan, he's in. Welcome, mate. Working on some Warbats. Nice update.
Oh, hang on, because I am actually clicking on to have a look at them, so I'm having to scroll down every bloody time. It's getting longer. So Gator. Oh, what's that chocolate?
That's why I didn't start clicking on them, because by the time you get quite far down, it gets really annoying.
What is that chocolate? Ragusa. Do we know that?
No, never heard of that before.
It's Ragusa chocolate, I think it says underneath. It looks like they've all got little eyes. That's cute. And he's got an update where he says little progress.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure if that's saying not much progress or he's made a little progress. Is that good or not?
I think he's made a little progress.
It's definitely a good thing. You think it's a good thing?
Ryan Cuthbert, Cave Troll. Some updates. Nice work, mate.
So Ryan Cuthbert, he's after his 6th dice.
Agreed.
He couldn't, could he? Nothing from Fisher or Crosby yet, by the way.
No. So. Mark Greentree, progress. We've got a tuft on it.
Oh, he's done a barrow white as well.
Yeah, with a tuft for hair.
Hang on, sorry, I'm on Ryan Cuthbert on his update.
Oh yeah.
As well as doing a cute.
Oh yeah, yeah. See the barrow white, yeah.
Has that gone? Mark Greentree. Oh yeah, I've got it. Nice class. He's already. Oh, that was great. That looks absolutely nice. He even looks like the tuft's like painted. Brilliantly coloured hair. Yeah, I love your stuff, Mark.
Morgan Morris, Shadow Lord and Betrayer for me tonight. A lot of wraiths.
A lot of spooky boys.
Stuart McLean, working on a Nazgul on Fell Beast. Don't get much spookier. Spirit riding monster.
Well, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, quite a few Fell Beasts tonight, aren't we? That's cool.
Tom Spate, Spooky Spectre, and last bits to do on a Cave Troll. Cave Troll.
It's taken me a while to get down on Tom Spate. Yeah. Oh, that Cave Troll is beautiful.
Yeah, it's class.
Skin tone on that is amazing. Good work, my friend.
Ethan Walker finished this a couple of weeks ago, but sorting the base out tonight. Does it count? If you're working on it, it counts, mate. It counts.
Yeah, if you're touching it up, that certainly gets you in. He is a monster.
Yeah,
I said to someone, I think was it Nat Sinclair possibly, like in the comments on one of the Facebook posts today. He was like, oh, it's really annoying. I've just finished my barrow whites like last week, and I was just like, are you sure you finished them? You sure they don't need just one highlight?
James Richardson, what luck that I am working on these tonight. I've got 2 Galadriels and a Shade.
The Shade gets me because the Spirit I don't know. Have you got a reason Galadriel would get him
in? No.
She's on a forgotten dungeon face. She's on a spooky
going
face.
off your rule, she's in. Yeah.
I think I'd have to, because she's on the same base that I've already allowed.
Should have saved them for Christmas, and Elf would have got you in there at Christmas
as
well.
Absolutely, yeah. The Christmas is even worse than Halloween.
Scott Newman started painting Nori and finishing before stream started. Then I got base colours on both and a wash, and started on the Great Goblin King. Now just to be on theme. Good man, Goblin King is in because it's a goblin.
Animals,
and it's a monster.
The goblin. No one's gone down your goblin route, have they? I've just noticed that. He's got a little tiny pack of Cadbury's Animals. You love to see it. And there's something wrong with his tea. Can you see his tea?
It's very pale.
Can you see that in the...
I'm not clicking on it, because it will mess me up.
It's the same colour as the inside of his cup.
You've just scared your water with a tea bag there, Scott, it looks like.
Goblin King's so it's Goblin King Prep and Norrie. They're looking really good, man. Norrie looks awesome. Now, even that Bofa from a distance looks really, really clean. Really good.
We've got Todd Egbert cleaning up some Barrow Whites, and he's got some Reese's Crunchy Snack Cake. I've never had one of those. You had a Reese's Crunchy Snack Cake?
It's American, isn't it?
Oh, is it? Oh, yeah, it's Todd.
Todd's American.
Yeah, that's why we don't get the good stuff.
We don't get the good stuff over
here. Richard Flagg painting, in my opinion, one of the creepiest looking orcs. I'm going to have to click on it now. You've messed up my system here, Richard, because I can't see. It's so small, that picture.
What looks like you?
It's the bare bottom, dude.
He is Sharky.
I hope you painted his bottom bare.
Do you think Sharky is one of the creepiest looking orcs?
He's creepy looking. He's creepy looking.
Pretty creepy.
Now I've got to scroll down for 3 hours.
Hang on, hang on. It's happened. I've just written him down. Is Richard getting in?
For
Sharky?
Well, he's on a walk.
Oh, okay. Oh, so you don't have to make the tough call.
Yeah.
Be your first orc.
Yeah. Tom Wayne kicking off with King of the Dead. Never painted these spots before. We're looking forward to making it up as I go along. Very much appreciate the Battle vibe. Stops the overthinking. Good man.
Oh, that's really nice.
So it's the OG King of the Dead as well.
I know we've been doing this for years and years now, but it really does warm my heart when people say that.
Yeah.
They just actually just decide to paint something for the fun of it. I don't take it for granted, but people do it and get on board with it. It's awesome. I love it.
Tom Wayne. And snacks are lager, and the scariest thing of all, Christmas chocolates being sold before Halloween. Terrifying.
I went in when I went to get my snacks tonight. There were more, and I know what it's like. This stuff starts to sell out, but there were more Christmas snacks in Tesco than there were Halloween snacks.
Yeah. Well, Waitrose Christmas stuff for ages. It was a few weeks ago I got them Christmas crisps, remember? Festive bacon flavour. Michael Curtis.
What is that he's eating though? Has he got snacks or lager? Scariest thing. So I don't know what the Christmas chocolate is.
I'm not clicking on it because
it's got it looks like a little wrapped up red chocolate.
Individually wrapped and overpriced.
That's all right. Just how we like it. But that is the same Tom Wayne from above, so that's just the one entry for you, sir.
So Michael Curtis has cracked open a green packet as well.
I'd love to see it. Green packet cave troll.
Scary old school troll with spear and already snapped a pin by spear. Steve streak of bad luck is spreading. Sorry, dude.
I didn't pin any of mine, mate. Just glue them together.
I've not pinned them. Talking about an old Dead Marsh Spectre says Boris, we'll see how far I can get this evening, and he's gone old school with chocolate digestives. You like it?
He's accidentally got milk ones instead of dark ones.
No, that's correct.
But you say we'll see how far I can get this evening. You have got far enough, my friend.
Yeah.
Because you're in the draw. Oh, he's done some base colours though. Looks like he's given them a wash as well. Yeah, base colours and washes. Not too bad. Not too bad at all, my friend.
Not too bad.
Once more, welcome to the patron family.
Ugh. Sean Clark working on these spooky boys.
Look at him. They're worth a bob or two now.
Yeah.
Bit of a flex from Clarky.
Yeah. Okay,
Just working on my 8 Black Numenorians. How many you got? None. They're mega rare because they're not available and they're the dismounts from all the nights, so you need them.
Tom Christian working on these tonight. Some Barrow Whites.
Pretty cool, man. Pretty cool.
Chris Cooper. Ruth and I are working on our Army of the Dead. Does that mean they both get in?
That's normally what we do for those guys. They will be sitting together and painting.
There's enough models there, and it's not like they're paying one.
That's a lovely colour scheme for them as well. I'm going to put Chris Cooper. We know Ruth and Chris both sit painting together, so I'm going to put Chris and Ruth. They look great. I love Army of the Dead.
And then we got Gary George. Happy Halloween all. One cheeky second-hand Barrow White reassembled and about to be primed. Love it. Great pumpkin as well, dude.
Oh, that is
And
a
then,
good pumpkin. I like the pupils.
yeah, it's very
Did,
good. And
did you
we've got a
did you
whip.
pumpkin?
We haven't pumpkin this year. Not had time.
My girls did. They painted pumpkins, which I was as a hater of mess. I was actually quite on board with.
Yeah.
I don't know if we're going to carve them now tomorrow, but they painted, decorated them all spooky, which was fine.
Yeah. This is the first year we haven't done it. We normally go pumpkin picking and we just haven't had time.
Pumpkin picking, which is
Pumpkin picking.
where someone else puts a load of pumpkins in a field so you can go and pick them.
Yeah, man. Matt Hudson, fresh from my dragon success on Sunday, I'm going to go back and try and finish Moria. So heroes, but Ashrak, as I'll never use him, and he's got spiders on him.
So even there, it's the spiders getting you in. It's not Steve's rank
goblins would have got you in, mate. They'd have got you in.
And Matt Hudson's put in very little progress. Now I don't know is that a reference to Gaten? Gator's got little progress, and Matt Hudson's got very little progress.
Sam Huddy, Carmina Burana fades in from the background. What do you mean by that, Sam?
Carmina Burana.
Is that a song?
I don't know what that is. Let me find out for you, my friend Stephen. Carmina Burana. It could be a person, couldn't it? It's a cantata composed in 1935 and 1936 by Carl Orff. You know.
There you go.
It's based on 24 poems from the medieval collection. That one.
Could you take over, mate? Because I need a wee.
That's just Sam Huddy relentlessly pushing his axe murderers.
Yeah, yes, he's loving it. Right, I'm just going to go for a quick toilet break.
I shall keep going. I know Steve hasn't been clicking on them, but even more so now, you guys will need to click on them yourself. That was Sam Huddy. We have Remco Keegstra tonight working on two Spooky Boys, a Goblin Doggo team. I think that's one from Harry's latest video, causing terror and a scarily fragile finecast elf. Well, the Warg and the Spooky Boys get you in, my friend. Remco Keegstra. Scrolling down to the end is the absolute worst. Larry Miller. There's the pasta. Oh, it just looks terrible. So that's Larry's. You have to click on it to see that's Larry's Halloween pasta. It looks like there's some spider shapes. I think that might be, is that a ghost smiley face with some hair on it? There's a pumpkin there. And he's having presumably cooked pasta next to some popcorn chicken, possibly. I mean, put some sauce on it, mate. Put a bit of cheese on it. Whack a tomato and some onion in there. You'll have the time of your life, dude. And there's his main picture covered in. Look at all the treats. Look at all the wonderful, wonderful treats he's having. Oh, he's got out. Is that the Wicked Witch of the West in Lego? We've got some Halloween cupcakes even. There's Gundabad bats in there, which I think is what he's working on. So he's definitely in. Oh, it's just wonderful. Wonderful Halloween spread. Terrible place to put your stuff though. You won't be able to use your keyboard. Good work, my friend. Swords and brushes. Witch King alternative approach. Just put it on a hill, as Frederick says. Put it on a hill. Classic B-sign. So Chris, you are in with your Witch King. Cool trees as well. Are they, mate? Are they armatures that you've added the stuff to? Let us know in the chat how you're doing those trees. They're looking very, very cool, my friend. Larry Miller then has an update. Not quite sure what's different about the update, as is often the way. Apologies. This looks like you're having a load of fun with your keyboard covering it and stuff, to be honest. Which is all about.
What are we up to?
I'm on Larry Miller. They actually Larry's just said that they adapted the Lost Tales version into a film. He's put the poster up for cats and dogs. Who will you root for? Yeah, absolutely. Can you imagine? It's exactly. People always kick off about the Hobbit trilogy and that Tolkien wouldn't have liked it, but he would have loved cats and dogs. And then Larry's also put up a picture of Cat Sauron, which is pretty cool, you know.
Let's have a look.
Can you see the thumbnail for Cat Sauron?
Is it after his pasta pick?
Yeah, I took apart his pasta. It seems to be cooked, Steve.
Okay, that's good.
You'll like this as a foodie, but then it's just the pasta.
Yeah, there's no sauce. Where's the sauce, man?
Yeah, on a plate. And just scroll back up a bit. Can you see? Go to the. I don't know if I'm right. You see, it appears to have something like popcorn chicken next to it.
Yeah, there's something there. I mean, knowing Larry, that's probably cake or something.
But yeah, then just below that, you should get to Cat Sauron. No, you're going the wrong way. Like below it, like lower down the thread.
Oh, all the way down.
Yeah. So
back
towards the bottom.
Yeah. That's cool. Yeah.
Cat
That's
Sauron.
right.
Ashley Fisher is in. He's on the hunt for colours. He wants a 5th dice, and he's in with some Twilight Ringwraiths, a Warg, and some goblins.
Yeah.
Wraithrold, Ringwraith, Wild Dog, Chieftain, strictly speaking, the Dead Bloke, and some Goblin Commanders on the table tonight.
Warg and Victim done. That's looking cool.
He said he's finished with the Twilight Ringwraiths, but he's annoyed that the colours aren't showing the photography. That's actually exactly how I felt about mine. And the Warg is done, so he's definitely in. So Josh Crosby is the only big dice guy missing in action at the moment, and he was in. He was he said like down with that dog or something, didn't he? Or that dog's the man. I can't remember whether Josh was pro dog or anti dog.
That's class, that Julian. That Warg looks class. Love it.
Oh, that is gorgeous. That's why you don't dry brush it, isn't it?
It's very cool.
You don't dry brush it and you just spend hours and hours on it. You could do that. That is amazing. That's great.
Cool. George Kaufman, same model, looking good. Very different take on it. It's great how different people have just different visions of the model, same model that they have in their hands, isn't it?
You get some
colour schemes, yeah. Dwellin working on some spooky, shadowy goblins tonight. You're in, mate.
Oh, is it? Have we got one? Is it finally?
Goblin Town, yeah.
You finally got one that's just goblins.
Yeah. Goblin Town, mate.
But he's getting in, is he?
Yeah, of course, mate. It's goblins.
Of course.
Christian O'Neill, working on my Lord of the Rings Morgul Vale themed Warg tonight. The greenish light is difficult to get right, so I may go back over it and try again.
Oh, it looks cool though, man.
Yeah, it does look cool. Very different.
He's got a link there that's
Morgul Pack Leader.
Yeah. Morgul Vale. Wrath to Wrath. That must be from like a MMO or something, isn't it?
Must be, yeah. It's good, mate.
But he gets in.
Yeah, he's in. Parkhill is in.
Oh, hang on. I'm going to need to, if there's more, I'm going to need to refresh. Christian was my last, so bear with. Popular one, man.
People like Halloween.
Loves the Halloween. Still got 30 watches, huh?
So Harry Parkhill in.
Yeah, I'm scrolling. Give me a second.
King at dead. Army at dead.
There's a king.
There is a king in the background.
There he is. Earlier in the scene. Good work, Harry.
Frederick is in with some Army of the Dead conversions. Nice, very nice.
And are these lots of? I see that Frederick's put lots of an individual. Yeah. So these
I found a full box. I found a full box. Remember, you used to be able to buy the metal. Box. Found a box of metals. I was having a move of everything around.
Classic Crow. They're looking really good, Frederick.
Very good.
There's a great. Who's that on a Warg? He's got like a. Is that meant to be a tracker on a Warg, maybe, or a captain on a Warg?
It's cool.
Yeah, I got a hood up. Really, really good.
Yeah, very cool.
Really lovely, Frederick.
Some progress made on Zombie Wasp and my batch painting and regular Wasp, but she's less Halloween-y, says Laurie.
What is Zombie?
I take it that's Marvel.
Is he painting some Marvel models, is he?
Marvel zombies, yeah.
Are they in there? I can't even see. Where's the Marvel? Oh, I wonder if it's the pieces. Is it the red plastic?
Could be.
It might be that he's assembling.
Yeah.
I can't see a wasp because wasp's terrier, isn't it? Wasps.
Yeah. Josh Crosby, Harad Zombies in the work for a tournament next year. Says we have to paint all these Goblin Town chumps. Can't watch the stream with great disdain.
Oh, that cat is furious.
He's not happy. Not happy. This year's costume, sadly, not wearing it tonight.
Is that for this year's costume for a
It's just
tournament next year?
I think it's just Halloween costume.
Is he in?
I mean, there's goblins there, and he says he's painting
Harad
zombies.
He's converting. I think maybe he's converting Goblin Town.
I'll leave it to
Why
you.
is he doing Harad Zombies?
I'm gonna refresh because
by your ridiculous method. I think he has to be in.
Okay,
he's got Goblin Town Goblins on there.
I'm refreshing because that was the end for me.
I've just refreshed recently, and that is also the end for me. We do also have a. That's it. We have an email from Joe Achille. It says, no dice entry for me today as I'm painting Marvel stuff, but check out what my wonderful wife got me for my birthday last week. Official Lord of the Rings license, United Cutlery Sting. He's sent through a photo. Sorry, I didn't see so I haven't put it up, but it is it's the full size United Cutlery Sting with scabbard. It looks gorgeous, mate.
Very cool.
He also seems to have, you know, the mini epics from Weta?
Yeah.
He used to have 3 of the Moria Goblin. He sort of like picked.
Might be how he rolls.
It might be deep. Now, Steve.
Yes.
I don't want to plunge you into chaos.
Yes.
We've let every single person
except one.
Except Sam. Now,
make more effort next time, Sam. That's all I'm going to say.
I think we should put him in.
Oh, go on, whack him in.
Go on. He's got axe murderers. If we're letting in scary floors and goblins,
do not hold us to this next year, people. You know,
that was
because everyone will go, well, mine's a sword murderer, but mine's a mace murderer.
Yeah, they would. They would. I mean, it's a party one, isn't it? It's a fun one. Now I haven't counted. I'm just opening up the spreadsheet. Do you remember what our record was? Is it 50? Is it 50?
I don't know. I can't remember.
Let me see.
Azog, was it?
It's Aragorn. You drunk? 51, right?
Half asleep.
I think this might be close. You know.
You reckon?
Yeah. I mean, it won't count because it's not a special. 10. $46.
Decent.
That's pretty damn good.
Yeah, it's decent.
Does that break?
Well done, folks. Does
that break Gothmog? Gothmog, the previous record order was 46.
There you go.
Now, obviously, you know, like we say, it's a special, so anything like that. But still, that is a phenomenal turnout.
It's a great effort for a Monday evening.
Yeah, the last one we had, which was midweek, we got 19. That is brilliant. Well done. Awesome work.
It.
Right, 46.
Have you got a D46? Never gets old, mate.
Same joke.
We were saying it for 80
46. What are we going to do? So that's just over. I was just going to say it's just over 45. I'm gonna fly to the chat and just check no one's doing the usual. You forgot about this? Nope, we're all good. So we need a 15, a 15, and a 16, basically.
Well, while you're looking for dice, shall I read some of the comments?
Yeah, that sounds like a sensible.
We're getting a bit late on now, and I'm going to have to go soon. Another bit of detail was that Finrod was covered in scrap. Yep, done that one. James Wilson. I wonder if Tolkien wrote Teveldo to be the opposite. Done that one. Oh, yeah, I've done a load of these.
You're after C was £5. Post Team Spirit, I found where the line was. I honestly, Sam Huddy tonight has done a Larry. I don't have a clue what you are talking about, my friend.
Yeah, he's had a few.
Or we've had a few.
Surely Galadriel is an elf. Elf witch, so she should be in.
Things about the cost. The Twilight Brick Roast.
Yeah. A few weeks ago, at the start of October, my local Tesco had reduced mince pies in Christmassy boxes that were going past their sell-by date in early October. Yeah, I'd seen a post on similar things on Facebook that
wasn't it?
There was Christmas stuff that wasn't even going to reach Christmas.
Wasn't it last year that we did the same for these? We got something like this, Halloween treats for the last Halloween stream, and they went off before Halloween.
It's crazy, isn't it? Frederick says to Larry, leftover stock from last year or atrocious schedule. I think it's just because they know people will buy it. The paint pots are open, and you'll know the songs, says Sam. Oh yeah, that's the one you googled. Feel a bit sick, says Ashley Fisher. Guys, can you catch anything from sucking too much paint water from your brushes?
Not as far as I've.
Depends where they were before you started painting with them, I suppose.
Did you retrieve them from yourself?
Larry says, yes, Frederick. Meatballs, pumpkin shaped too, and no sauce, only plain. Dry pasta and dry meatballs.
Do it.
Come on, Larry.
Miller.
Oh, there was a raw carrot too with the dinner on the painting handles, David.
There was a raw carrot on the painting handles. I think maybe Wasp was on the painting handles.
Joe says the mini epic goblins were only $4.99 each.
That's cool.
Discount as they were at the end.
I got one of them. I got that exact deal. I got a £5 Mario Goblin. I just bought one. It never occurred to me to buy a unit.
But I want to spend $15. I'll take 3. My good man. Perfect time to get them too. As we all know, you can't have Halloween without goblins. Right.
I got one from Tom W as well. I'm so glad that Telvido was left in the drafts. Imagine the reveal of Sauron as the creator of the rings. It's just a tabby cat. You know how Rings of Power season 1 is all building up
Garfield or something.
It's all building up to who's Sauron. Imagine if it was a cat at the end. It'd be great. Amazing stuff. All right, so I've got a group of 15, a group of 15, and a group of 16.
Okay.
We're rolling a D16, so we're re-rolling 16. And our first 15 are Frederick Shorts, Gats Baller, Mark Newham, Michael Dublé, Joe Holzman, Mark Greentree, James Wilson, Jake Pollard, Richard Clammer, Sam Page, Doug Waters, Stephen Ryan, Warwick Griggs, Michael Haskell, and Sam Earnshaw. Stephen. Oh, I need to cut to...
Good luck, people.
I need to cut to thingy can. No longer C can. There we go.
T-can.
Working for you?
Yeah.
Sweet. So remember, this is what you are playing for. Oh,
6.
That's what it does. That's what it does. With Sheila watching on. Okay, here we go for our first finalist.
12.
Might be cocked. It's a 12. It's Stephen Ryan.
Oof.
Stephen Ryan, BSIME classic from.
He loves a BSIME prize.
He loves a BSIME. He lives for it.
Loves a BSIME prize.
Next up is Nick with the pink ring wraith. We've got Gayton, Ryan Cuthbert, Morgan Morris, Stuart McLean, Tom Spate, Ethan Walker, James Richardson, Scott Newman, Todd Egbert, Richard Flagg, Tom Wayne, Michael Curtis, Boris Herzog, and Sean Clark.
Good luck.
Again, roll a 15, re-rolling the 16. Is that a 14?
14, mate.
14. That's Boris Herzog. It's our new patron.
It sounds like it was meant to be.
Thank you for paying us every month, Boris. Look what's happened. And now we're into the 16, the toughest group to get through.
Oh, the hardest group, yeah.
Tom, so no rerolls on this.
Group of death, this.
Well, Josh Crosby's in it and Ashley Fisher's in it.
So it is the group of death.
So they're they've got strong dice caliber. So we've got Tom Christian, Chris Cooper, Ruth Cooper, Gary George, Matt Hudson, Remco Keegstra, Larry Miller, Swords and Brushes, Chris, Ashley Fisher, Julian Hammond, George Kaufman, Dwan and Grudgebane with his goblins. Christian O'Neill, Harry Parkhill, Joshua Crosby, and Sam Huddy. Are you ready?
Let's be honest, it's only between 2 people here, isn't it?
Is that a 16? It's Sam Huddy.
16.
It's Sam Huddy. It's Sam Huddy. I'm not even getting. I'm not even joking.
The axe murderers.
He's only made it. He's only made it to the final. It's unbelievable.
Oh, there's this desks being flipped up and down the country.
Doubly.
I ripped open a cave troll from 1987.
Either he's the people's champion or the absolute public enemy number one.
He's yeah. People are picturing him as like a tabby cat, just like with a gold collar, purring around the legs.
He's been gibbering on about nonsense for the last hour. He's not painted anything spooky. He's only in the bloody final.
Storming in at the last minute, he says.
Oh, can you imagine the scenes if he wins it?
So it's a D6, best of 3.
Let me tell you what's at stake. We go over to Dice Prize winners.
Chaos is what's at stake, mate.
Well, absolutely.
Josh Crosby says I was supposed to be the last entry.
But you would have been 15 and 16 would have been really wrong. Yeah. Stephen Ryan has 1 dice.
Yep.
Boris Herzog, I'm sure, has no dice.
No dice.
And Sam has a dice. Does Sam have a dice? Sam does have a dice, yeah.
He does. 1?
So, yeah, he's got 1. So Boris is the only one without a dice, and he's our new patron. Feels like a fix. Stephen Ryan.
I think it's written in the stars. I'm backing Boris.
Stephen Ryan, of course, has won big on.
Not that
before.
Boris.
No, don't.
BSIME Boris.
Yeah, BSIME Boris. And of course, can you imagine if Sean takes it? As ever, it's the first of 3. Are we ready, Steve?
I'm ready.
Boris.
Ooh.
I don't know if I said that, but Stephen is 1, Boris is 2, and Pam is 2. Boris has stormed into the lead. Oh, can he keep going? Can he keep going?
Keen.
I think. Do you know what? Fun fact. I'm pretty sure Emma had a pet spider called Boris.
There you go.
When she was young. And by a pet spider, I mean a spider that she lived in her room. And by a spider who lives in a room, I presume she means lots of spiders that came and went to her room that she thought was the same
She
spider.
just called every spider Boris.
Look, perhaps this is Boris looking over Boris. Here we go. Oh, Stephen Ryan. Look, those 2 are going. Sam, you have no business here. You have no business here, mate. Oh, Stephen Ryan and Storm. Oh, no, surely not. The fairy tale can't be off for Boris. Surely. They're making it clear about their feelings about Huddy's place in this final, aren't they? Oh, that's what Huddy says to that. Oh, my God. It is 2 for
Just
Stephen.
like the group stages, he comes rolling in at the last.
He comes storming back. It's 2 for Stephen, 1 for Boris, and 1 for Sam. What do you reckon, mate? Where's your money now?
I'm going to stick with Boris.
Boris, surely. It's Huddy. It's Huddy.
Come on,
got
Boris.
so much point.
Come on, Boris.
No, it can't happen. It can't happen, Steve. They'll all leave us. It is 2 for Stephen, 1 for Boris, and 2 for Sam Huddy's axe murderers. Oh, it's out of focus. Come on. Oh, come on. What's happened to you? What's happened to you? I'm going to chuck another dice in there because we need to be able to see the dice. What? This is like the VAR in that match of the weekend. This is embarrassing. This is embarrassing. There we go.
Yep.
So 2 for Stephen.
This is it.
1 for Boris, and 2 for Sam.
Stephen?
Yeah, but can you see?
Yeah.
It's on a dice.
Oh, is it?
Is that allowed? It's on another
I think
dice.
if you don't give it him now, that's scandalous.
Is that Stephen?
It's on a 1.
It's up to you, mate. It's on a 1, mate. Can you see? Look, it's sitting on another dice.
It's standing on its own.
Yeah, it's flat. It's not cocked.
Yeah, it's
flat,
mate.
Stephen Ryan.
Stephen Ryan. Well done. Well done, man.
Stephen, and do you know what he's won?
The dice?
He's only won the bloody dice it's sitting on. That is Stephen Ryan going, that is mine. I'm not kidding.
They've not got magnets. They've not got magnets in.
This under here. It's your black beast on dice, Stephen.
Whoop, whoop. Well done,
It's
man.
yours, my friend, and it only rolls. What?
Yeah, boy.
Unbelievable scenes,
Unbelievable.
ladies and gentlemen. Thank God. I mean,
Poor
right.
Joshua, says Sean Clark. I'm sorry, Josh, says Sam. I'm setting my cat on your wall, says Josh. I'm backing Boris, Stephen Crow, says Frederick. Go Boris, Boris the Spider. Who else knows that song? Boris the Spider. I'm backing Sam clearly, says Boris. Starts quietly leaving,
Boris
says Sam.
Sam.
Come on, Sam, says Harry. Well done, mate, says Sam. Well, hey, congrats, says Boris. Clappy hands. Runko Keekstra, congrats. Thank you, saved me from an angry mob, says Sam. Congrats. Love a dodgy VAR decision. Thanks, guys, says Stephen Ryan.
What did we say?
Well done, mate.
46 entries, wasn't it?
Yeah. And that is that for this evening. We squeezed it all in. We got there in the end. It was a late start, but we finished slightly later than we said, so it was cool. Next issue, Damien?
Yeah, maybe 2 seconds. We're just updating our things.
Brilliant stream, gents. Happy Halloween, says Gary George. You too, bud.
Stephen Ryan has now won 2. Do you know he won his last dice in stream 27? It has been a long time coming for Stephen Ryan to get
It's
his
weird,
second
isn't it? 'Cause
dice.
you say Stephen Ryan, you think he's won everything, but I think it's because he
Well,
won that box.
he won a massive box.
Yeah.
He becomes one of 10 people, my friends, who own 2 black dice out there. Stephen, obviously we have your address.
We know where you live,
It would be great if you could just Facebook me and message me to say who it is. And I do have one other order of business, because I got a message, my friend, from a guy that says, "Hi, this is Jake for the Battlestream patron chat." I can see what his picture looked like. What I'm going to do, it's going to happen live. Patrons of BSIME, get ready.
Open your arms, people.
Jake, open your arms, look up to Facebook and see. Anytime you're ready, Facebook.
Sean says, last 2 streams, I've been 1 off the finals. One day
Who is that?
I'll have a black dice. Sean Clark.
One day you'll have it. Well, I just keep believing. It works for Larry, man.
Don't stop.
Maybe I have to reply to him. Alright, that's that done. Let's have a look. Chats, battle streams, and there he is.
He's in. Everyone say hi. Welcome, buddy.
Welcome. Oh my God, they got there before me. They were ready. Wow, that is a welcome and a half for Jake in the patron chat. Welcome to the party. And Steve, it's Halloween.
It's Halloween.
Happy Halloween, my friend.
Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween.
Trick or treating tomorrow?
I don't think so.
No, we are.
I don't think we are. We're going out for dinner. We're going out for about a spooky
down as well.
I think I might wear this.
Last 2 years, it's absolutely hammered it down when we've been trick or treating, and it's forecast tomorrow as well. So that's great.
Yeah. Happy Halloween to everyone.
Yeah, happy Halloween.
I hope you've enjoyed that. I hope you enjoyed the painting some spooky stuff. I hope you enjoyed some spooky snacks. Maybe you wore some stuff. And I hope you enjoyed a spooky deep dive into Tolkien's hatred of cats.
He hates cats.
It's been fun. I enjoyed it, as ever.
Yeah.
Always a pleasure. Thank you all for joining us. We had 60 people here on a Monday at one point, which is amazing. 46 entries into the competition, which is really cool to show that people are still engaging with the streams. It really does mean the world to us. So thank you very much.
Thanks, guys. Am I right in thinking? Is it Horse Week?
We said Rider of Rohan Week because we realised that we'd never actually done it. So yeah, next up for sure. Last time at the end of last stream, we said it's either going to be this or it's going to be Halloween because we didn't know which one it would be. But next time it's this 66. It came with horses, and the one after that comes with the riders. And we've never ever done a Rider of Rohan Week on its own. So next time it's plastic Riders of Rohan, which
so what we're going to do the week after then?
Don't know. After it's anyone's guess really.
Yeah.
Okay. But also, if it goes the way it normally goes, it's not that unlikely that we'll then get into our 20th anniversary of the Return of the King. We'll get into Christmas. We'll get into the Christmas break, and it might well be that these dear sweet horses don't get their riders for about 2 months.
Yeah.
Remember that Rohan Royal Guard that had to wait 3 months because of all the specials.
Yeah.
But yeah, this could be our last issue of the year, if not our last stream. But yeah, Riders of Rohan in the next one. We'll let you know the date. Plastic Riders of Rohan. I'll be working on them because that's literally what I'm working on now by chance, which is kind of awesome. But yeah, hopefully you can dig out a Rider of Rohan. Like everyone's got them lying around. And if you somehow never painted any, pick up a box. They're cool.
Yeah. Get some paint on it.
Sean Claw, Josh Crossman says, Sean, I'm happy to kill someone with multiple dice with your help if you'd like to split the spoils. That's nice for Halloween. Remco, thank you, Damien Street. This has to be among the best streams so far, Steve. High praise. Good night, and until next time, happy Halloween to you. Sam says, cheers, guy. Happy Halloween, or have a good one until next time. Larry says, do goblins count as riders of Rohan? Yeah, they all say, obviously, what a wonderful point that is to lead. Of course, goblins count as riders of Rohan.
Yeah, of course.
But I think that is it for us.
Yeah, that's it.
Weeks. Happy Halloween.
Bobo's time for me. Very tired. But yeah, thank you guys. It's been a nice respite from a very stressful couple of weeks. And like Damien said, we'll get a date together for the next stream. I'll probably have a look over the next couple of days what free time I've got. November's turning out to be a strange one. We were supposed to be coming down to London to go to the theatre to watch Wicked, but we're not going now. We've cancelled it till New Year. We just can't squeeze it in.
Sure. It's very good. Make sure you do.
Yeah,
I've seen it 3 times now, but I saw it years and years ago, but I saw it recently. I took Charlotte. It's amazing. Awesome show. Awesome.
It's I mean, we're changing the tickets for New Year, but just the car and the van and stuff. It's just been
fair enough.
And Christmas around the corner, so yeah, can't.
Maybe we should do that on whatever night you're going to do. We'll stream instead and do a Wicked themed stream.
Dress with green faces.
We could have goblins.
Goblins, yeah.
Have monkeys, flying monkeys, which are essentially goblins, aren't they?
Yeah, definitely. But no, I'll check in the next few days for dates in November, and then we'll liaise together and see what works, and we'll let you guys know as soon as we know.
Absolutely.
But that's it. Yeah.
I love these so much. I truly do. It's such a great way to hang out with you for a few hours, man. And thank you to all of you people who joined.
And I don't know how well they're going to show up on camera, but my goblins are looking pretty sick.
Yeah, did you get some good stuff done?
Yeah, man.
You know what I realised, and it would have been a bloody travesty. Oh, cool, man. Oh, they're coming in, folks. Are they done? Done?
No, not quite. I reckon one more stream and they'll be done.
Cool.
Yeah.
I didn't eat this.
Get it out, mate.
Look at the way the chocolate's going down. It's like it's blood.
Yeah. You only live once. Get it down your neck. Right, people.
Like
we are going to...
Highly recommended.
It's a shame. We will see you next time.
This level, don't you?
Patrons, we'll see you in the chat. And yeah, Riders of Rohan.
Absolutely.
Yeah, man. Right, I'm going to sign off because it's Bobo's time. Thank you, everybody. See you soon.